Welcome to beautiful Weir Oval on a windy, chilly day for the battle of first between fourth. I'm Tommy Javor, and welcome to the broadcast, the real deal with the analytical analyst, Tony Neal.
Thanks very much, TJ. Well,
I worked on that in the car on the way.
Fantastic. Put a lot of time and effort into it. And first place, Glenunga on top of the ladder with 8 and 4, and they're playing Mitcham, who've won 6 and 6. So I reckon the weather conditions may play a little part in it, but you know the teams are both out to prove something here today.
First v fourth, Tony. Now, of course, a lot of our viewers and listeners will be watching live, and of course later on, a lot of the players and that watch, getting about 1,000 views a week. And one of the questions that at least 3 or 4 people will be asking is, where is Luke Hosey? So, of course, the boss, he has been a real crook. Nearly died, but he's not dead, so that's good news. It's positive. He's got a few problems. He's crook. He will be better. He promises he'll be back next week for the big clash.
Yeah, just along those lines, I'd like to pass on a speedy recovery to Luke, because he's the captain of the ship most of the time, and caught up with him last night when he was dropping the equipment off. And look, I guess since I've been doing this gig, it's amazing when you get around the place, the respect and the amount of people that come up and know Luke Hosey when he's trying to commentate and just getting around the place. So I'm sure the whole football community out there wishes him a speedy recovery. We miss you at home there, Luke, but hope you have a good listen and probably a bit of a laugh, mate, with us too.
No doubt he'll be sending us through scores, texts, feedback all day. The man we affectionately know as the Pig, he does a great job, and we thank you very much. But on to today's game, mate, because as we mentioned, these two teams, second time they've met this year. Last time at Mitcham, it was Glenunga by 3 points, courtesy of a 6-2 final quarter. They got over the line, 7 less scoring shots, but they managed to get the chocolates, and it really set their season up and running. Now, they've had a couple of recent stutters, we'll call them. Glenunga currently 8 and 4, but how do you see this one unfolding, Tony?
Yeah, look, it's interesting. I was thinking about this during the week. There 5 rounds to go, well, 6 including today, but you really want to be getting your structures right. You want to be consolidating your team now. These kind of conditions, we'll touch on that a little bit later, but to be a real contender in the finals, you have to learn to play under all conditions. So today's going to be a bit of a test and a challenge. Glenunga are the leaders, and they've got a big opportunity today to show that once again. But as I said, consolidate, play to their structures, and not be put off. And there's a few big guys out here for Mitcham. Just looking at them, I'm a bit excited to see how they go as well, because as I said earlier, they've got something to prove as well. So a bit of a test now for Glenunga.
Yep. Big ups to Paddy Canang, Mitcham coach, who's already had a chat with me and given me some of the insights into his team, some of the players to watch. Brett Aitken, the captain, the man they call BA, will be very good today, he says. In ruck, you've got Big Brett Pinder changing with Daniel Hardy, the man they call Stiffy, not sure why. And, of course, former PNU two-time premiership player Harrison Pride, now plying his trade at Mitcham. We expect big things for him. On the Glenunga side, big out today is Captain Andy Reid, but who else from the Glenunga side do you think are the ones to watch today, Tone?
Yeah, look, haven't they got a good even spread? The days that we've been down here, geez, you go through it. Guy Ward, Javier Larkham, certainly, the Brant Ellis. Gee, where does it stop? You go down through there, Lincoln Bennett, Josh Greats on a half-back flank coming through, and he doesn't take any beg your pardons. He's just a straight ahead, no nonsense, and yet really good skills, which are going to be. I think today's game is going to come down to that skill level. As a little kid, you used to kick into the wind, against the wind, around the corner, and that. Now, as grown men, if you've practiced that enough, that's where it's going to come to the fore today. And I'll really be interested to see the kick-ins, the skill levels, and so on. You can't just use the same type of kick both ways of the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. This one's going to be very interesting to unfold. Since we last called Glenunga, they've stuttered. They certainly have. I watched them last week at Salisbury somehow find a way to lose a game that they shouldn't have lost. They kicked 6-12 to 8-2 and went down late. And I think they've only won one game in the last month, so they went from, I think, 7-1 to 8-4. But I think today might be the day they know they need to flick the switch today. It's a big day, and have a look at the size of Big Stiffy Daniel Hardy just running through the middle. He's a big fortune cookie, isn't he, Tony?
Oh, yes, and they've got the striped outfit, which don't really do any justice if you're a bigger person. The stripes going
makes you look like a big chunky bastard, doesn't it?
But I tell you what, whoever's on him, he's they've got their work cut out. And just a quick one, I did have a walk around the ground there, 3/4 time of the B grade, and just this side of where the umpire's standing now, the cricket pitch, there's a real sloppy area, and down to the left-hand side of that cricket pitch area, a couple of small patches around the ground, but you know, the wind here is certainly going to dry a lot of that out, so just be aware of that.
Right in front of us, number 10, young Rocky Butterworth's son, Tommy Butterworth, in his second game, 16-year-old, all alone on the wing. Wouldn't you love that? Obviously, Mitcham playing one behind the ball to start, and we're off and running. First tap there to Glenunga, big Tommy Baird, secondary tackle in shoes. Also, just on that, 3 16-year-olds for Glenunga, so don't talk to me about Glenunga paying for premierships. They're bringing through juniors, they're doing good things at this club, and it's a massive day. Tip before we go any further, Tone?
Yeah, I'd say Glenunga down here.
Oh, I tell you, I almost think Mitcham can pull this one. I really do, but I'll go with the heart. I'm wearing the double blues of Glenunga. Glenunga in a close one.
So, yeah, they could be vulnerable. But anyway, look, out it comes. And Mitcham, of course, kicking. You're going to see the ball over that side of the ground a fair bit today. The wind is really directly heading across towards the scoreboard there, the Harley Heaven and Firm scoreboard we can see there. We're probably only a minute in, but already that first boundary throw in. And, yeah, Mitcham, can they get the ascendancy in this first quarter? Can they set it up?
I reckon 12 goals will win it comfortably today, mate. In my opinion, it's been one of those days, tighten the clinches, and the way you can spread from the contest, and goal kicking accuracy will be hugely important. You might only get 20 shots today. 12-8 should get the job done. Here's Svaha running at the ball. The pace, the electric release handball. Good kick. Forward thrust. Here's Prossman. He drops what he might have taken. Good follow-up, pick-up, release. Oh, fumble there is that. That's Linky Bennett. Oh, you're not my favourite Bennett anymore. Good tackle there by the young fella, pushing in, coming through, and the ball at ground level. We're going to see a lot of this, Tony Neal.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you what, it was good to see there Thomas Beard getting in there and having a bit of a go on the ground. It's good to see Ruckman below the knees. And just watch this next throw, and I watched the last one. He tended to put the arms out. He really feels for the body first, because Pinder's kind of that athletic get up over the top of you, and probably a 50-50 there. Glenunga going forward, hands in the air. Guy Ward plays for it and gets the free kick.
Again, bit of Ward, the former North Adelaide player, doesn't drink alcohol, loves footy, goes to Bennett. You're my favourite Bennett still, Linky. Goes to the pocket, he's turned it over, I'm off you. Bring back Liam, I say. But here we go, ball spilling, pretty untidy start. Good release handball on the left, flying shot. Here's Wonky. All those long arms, not quite. At ground level now, they fight at ground level. It's the big fish Wonky swimming at the base of the pack, and the umpire says, I'll have it, thanks, we'll have a ball up 10 metres out from the Glenunga goal. They are, of course, kicking to the Hydro Smart Pure Water Shop and Tony Neal.
And up it goes, and just plucking that ball out of the air there was
Did you say
James
plucking?
Wonky.
Plucking? Right. Carry on.
P-L-U-C-K-I-N-G,
Yes.
Traralgon High School.
Yes.
Okay, so big ruckman, Brett Pinder now. Is he going to do the switch or go down? He's just an awkward kicking style there, just to the half-back flank, kicks to the opposite ruckman. Beard just on one step, bang, it goes forward. Oh, not quite getting hold of it there. It was Wonky.
He had an airy. He did well enough he just nudged his opponent out, got the position of the ball, 30-metre snap, but the breeze. It must be the breeze, Tony Neal.
That's it. Couldn't find.
I'll tell you right now,
foot.
at some point, someone's going to launch one from back there, 65 metres with a barrel today, put it up with the breeze, because the breeze is there. Running through, Prosser at pace, kicks off the ground fortuitously, finds the Glenunga player, snap, smother. Mitcham should clear through Harry McCleary, gets a kick off the ground. Who is that player?
That is Clay Murray. You weren't far off that. And
Muzzer.
Clay kicked it out of the Clay in the goal square there, and we're going to have a ball up, I'd say. Glenunga have pumped that ball forward. They're doing all right into the wind. They just can't get that score, and as you called it there, Wonky just missed the boot altogether. So up it goes, and Pinder up over the top. He just looks that athletic type of guy. I don't think he's going to be a body on body. I think he's going to be that run in and jump over the top.
Fairly lean. I think he's been on the isogenics. So yes, Baird and Wonky here with this giant long arm of his, this circus-like arm, palms down, backhand style, the old backhand panther, straight down at ground level. Good tackle applied. We'll have a secondary third ball up, and this will be the case for the day. Jono's going to have plenty of zoom going on that camera.
So Wonky up again, just a nice tap down out the back, then squaring that ball up, and now a young lad Butterworth there gets it, quick handball across, and that was a Svaha. Kicks it in deep into the goal square, and that number 2 coming through was Tully Kennett, a nice left foot kick earlier on as well.
Second gamer.
So with that ball just there, as we look back down the ground, Baird has set up a bit of a wall down the ground. We see Wonky comes in for the ruck taps in the forward line. He's almost plucked that one out again, one-handed. Guy Ward couldn't take it, and we're going to see, I think we'll see plenty of this. That Glenunga style, the games I've commentated this year, they tend to find that second, third ball up, and then if we can get a clearance. So punch through there by Mitchell.
And take us over to the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard, please, Tony Neal.
Well, that is a 1 point to Glenunga. a visitor's no score at this point. So it'll be interesting to see.
A little early for important points, isn't it?
So the kick in, and then he's got that.
That's a miss
just
kick that's gone
outside
60. Yeah. So good position there, Glenunga. Here's Baird. Baird at ground level gets. Oh no, free kick coming back there to Jack Harford, the half-back flanker. He's been good, Jack Harford.
Yeah.
Serviceable. I don't mind his game. And here it is, Sammy Abel just giving him the ball back. Now this kick's important because it's going to hold up in the teeth of the breeze. I reckon they're certainly kicking into it. Keeps it low, beautiful looking kick, and well read Mickey McMahon, but he's got 3 men on him, and that's going to be the case all day, Tony Neal. They're going to gang up on him.
And they've switched out towards the boundary. That's a good grab. Left-handed handball. It's a screwy handball, and that's our Mitch Roberts now with the ball. Gets caught, can't quite get it out. Oh, one-hand take.
Could be holding the chutney.
Sam Abel.
Oh, lucky there.
He had that like a tennis ball, then he picked it up with one hand.
Good pace with Mitch Roberts, but I'm telling you right now, they're definitely going with the breeze, Mitcham, and I'd say it's a 2 to 3 goal breeze.
And I'd say this is their attacking spot right here, or taken out of the ruck, and that's Harrison Pride.
Bridie.
But there's been a...
I coached him, he's former Australian player, Harry Pride. And 20 feet. He's having a Barry Crocker to start with.
I was just going to say, you can't do that sort of stuff this
early
in
No, we
the
didn't
game.
learn those disciplines from Tommy Javor.
So
beautiful
nice
kick.
Neat kick.
Well done, Mickey McMahon. That's where they want him to get his kicks, though. McMahon kicks 3 or 4 today. Glenunga win for mine. He's the X factor as waiting to come on is Ben Jennings, the man they call Bungie. Beautiful kick, McMahon. Oh, probably not Pross's best effort there. And it'll come straight back right in front of us, will it? No, good smother there. Who was that?
Harrison Pride again.
Yeah, I think that was the big fish, was it? Given the smother? Maybe not.
Just interesting there, Michael McMahon, Wonky, they're all of similar build. Prosser, Sam Abel.
That was off Pross's knee in the smother maybe, and they've called out in the full. Sorry to interrupt, Tony.
No worries.
Harry Pride, beautiful left foot kick, switch kick, and that opens up the play, and that's what we're going to see. Straight down the gullet. Here they go. Bungie looking McLeod. It's Alexander Wakeham. Nice long kick. Two quick kicks. You're down to full forward, but spillage Glenunga. Tony. Oh.
Yeah, mopped up. I'll tell you what, Mitcham have taken this, kicked it right to the teeth of goal, a one-on-one. Greats again. Geez, I'll tell you what, he's the human blanket, isn't he? There he is. And he's broken free. And watch this. Hopefully good skills, as I call him.
His skills good. He doesn't panic.
No, he's caught. He's caught there. So put the moz on him there. But, you know, good contest back in the goals, and he's probably got that ball 30 metres out. Have a look how many Mitcham players are around that ball, but they're all boundary side.
Yep.
So that's where Beard taps it. Glenunga speed there.
Excuse me, buddy. What's his name?
So the ball's come out of bounds, and we think that someone's just run into a supporter there as well. So that's not good. So there's a little bit of rough and tumble as one of the supporters has been cleaned up. However, we'll continue on just at
I'm just going to check on the supporter, mate. No, it's all right. Andy Reid's over there, the captain. Unavailable. Yeah, well, you've got to keep your eye on the ball, don't you?
So they're just pulling those chairs back now. The game is going to restart. A lot of players around the ball. Big Beard is up, as we expect, body on body. But there was the big fellow was Daniel Hardy. Boy, oh boy, you don't go body on body. And there's a little bit of angst going on here.
That was Bungie Ben Jennings there with a nice release handball coming inboard. It allowed him to release Brady Aiken, BA, the captain. He rushed his kick, but it's coming back to Benny Jennings. A bit of after attention, after hours attention from Guy Ward.
A little bit of argy-bargy.
Yep. The Mitcham runner just undecided on whether he goes the tuck or the hang on his shirt.
Oh.
No.
Okay, there.
And here we go, Benny Jennings from 50. Distance won't be a problem with this breeze. He'll just put it up there and it'll sail. And it does. But it's to the near side, I feel, just for the 1 point. Scores a level here at Glenunga Oval. Where's Harrison Pride ready to make his way back onto the ground. Great to see Harrison out here today.
And there's just a little bit of argy-bargy going on between the players at the moment. And that'll sort itself out there. So the ball on the far side that's smothered.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Well,
I hope we get a close
have a look at them coming in too.
That is some superb football.
There's runners, there's boundary umpires, there's...
that's James Daly, the human mop there, and it's not often a smother like that is rewarded, but that is elite level football. To cause the smother, get the spillage,
fantastic.
And of course kick the goals. Tom Everett comes on for his first A-grade game, the 16-year-old on the wing. Huge moment for the young fella, and in great news for Tom Emmett, no one's standing him on this entire wing if it comes out this side. So we talked about the breeze pushing it across the other side. That's how Mitcham are playing. Harry Pride just makes his way over towards him now.
So still 10 metres off him or so. So the young lad, wish him all the best. There's a round on the left foot. That's a good little kick there, Dylan Smith. out that far side. Trying to balance that with one hand was Simon Tucker. Trying to palm it. Now he is, comes out of the pack again. He's dropped that, and that's a strong tackle by Asfaha. Hasn't been rewarded, but really good strong tackle. Good to see these guys going in.
Yep.
Now, if we look across the ground, most of the players are on that half of the ground, apart from 2 players on the half-forward flank down here for Glenunga. So we'll just see where they load up from. So Asfaha, another good strong tackle. I'll tell you what, he's been impressive early.
Yes, no,
he's in it. He's only a light lad.
Just impressive play by Link Bennett as well. He could feel the tackle take him in a 360 revolution. He released the kick as he was pointing towards his goal. Well done, Link Bennett. And I think another touch there. Just pushing it forward, willing it forward, but in the correct spot there was Sammy Clark with his first touch, effective touch. They should clear Mitcham. They've got time. They release. Bit of pressure though. Bennett pushed under the ball. And the ball is out of play, 75 metres around from the Glenunga goal at the Hydro Smart Pure Water Shop end. Of course, the Pernix end data, smarter with data end, definitely favouring a breeze here that's up and down like a I won't say. There is an analogy there.
Thermometer.
Yep, like a thermometer. Yes, and here we go. Here they can release. Can they release? Can they build on it? There's McMahon, inside out. Cute kick, but Fishy Wanky wasn't on the same wavelength.
And I reckon that's Zach Sutherland that's got the ball there. Haven't called him much, I reckon.
No, it's only early though. Do you know what they call Zach?
Zach?
Zachy. Yeah, I got
Interesting. I wonder where they got that from. So wheels around on the left.
Good
straight
pressure.
Down the middle there, and that was Bailey.
Harford calls the turnover. Could be a 2-goal turnaround here. Oh, they contest with each other. Prosser, he spills, looks, sets it up. Good kick, Mickey McMahon. And why wouldn't you kick to Mick McMahon? And again, football 101, you must keep your feet. No one to blame but yourself there, Lockie Hall. You lose your feet, Mick McMahon's always going to keep his feet. And he'll line up 15 metres out, straight in front for Glenunga's first. And for it should make the scores level. I think they missed one on the scoreboard. And McMahon goes, keeps it low and goes bang, kicks a goal. McMahon's first, Glenunga's first. It's a 1-point ball game on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard.
I'll tell you what, Prosser's doing 2 jobs there. That was so impressive, that pick-up. And a lot of players would have thought, oh, I might just have a check side, be a bit selfish. And just that vision and a beautiful kick. I'll tell you what he did after that. He ran right down about 20 metres behind the goals. As soon as that goal was kicked, he grabbed it and gave it straight back to the boundary umpire to get that time going again, because they're kicking into this breeze. Interesting. So the Glenunga are really wheeling the changes here.
Tommy Butterworth coming in. They're rotating these kids. They're getting them in and out, keeping them fresh. Jack Connors waiting to go on, former junior. He's a -1 pointer. Again, the new Glenunga, they're doing good things here. You don't win premierships in one game. It's a slow burn. They're working. They've got systems, Glenunga. Well coached by Brian Lees, well managed at club level, and they've got the ball at half forward here. Ball up.
I was going to say earlier too, just off that ball up, if you look around the ground, it's a bit like old-fashioned footy. There's a lot of players still staying in their position, so racing for that ball.
Good contest. Javier Larkin, was it?
No,
it was Abel, Sammy Abel.
Abel, yep.
He's pushed a half back whilst they're going with the breeze. I think they'll swing him forward once they're going with it.
He might play at one end of the ground for the whole day.
Yep.
So the ball coming in, we've got young Butterworth on the far side of the pack. He's moving around. They can't get the ball to him. Big punch out, I reckon.
Here we
that
go.
Was Mitcham. Just off the boot there, unfortunate.
Yeah, did everything right, the Link Bennett, but not quite. Didn't quite take possession. Just needed to be a bit clean below the knees.
And it's pretty much man-on-man around the ground. I like this kind of football, so it'll be who can win the 50-50s. And I like young Asfaha just in front of his man here, that metre or two, which you'll never make up if you're behind. And taking that was Bennett. Again, and just as we speak, there he is in front. Can't take it. That's not a grab, so it's play on. Good, strong tackle.
Holding the chutney.
That is a great tackle there, Tom Emmett.
Yeah,
well done. Held him up. And
that's a 16-year-old boy playing against men and doing well. Well done, young fella. And he's handed that to him, umpire.
And there's a right-footed inside-out screwy there by Harrison Pride.
It's hard to say.
Here comes Greats again. He's taken high.
Yep.
Now, normally a good use of the ball. Last time I said this, not so flash.
Yeah,
so let's just see if he can go back.
It's hard to use the ball into this breeze. He's got to come down the line, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's kicked that wide. And
it's the spot, though.
Yep, that's where they want it.
That kid's moved. That kid learned his lesson.
And those chairs have gone right back, actually.
Yeah. And the ball's good. You know, it's probably in the right area for Mitcham, though. That's not where the but you could just set your watch by Gratzy, can't you? He's reliable.
Yep. And so they're winning the tap there, Daniel Hardy. Not taking advantage of it. He's got a real asset down there, and he's up against today James Wunky now. So it'll be a body There he goes again. Now, he's won 2 or 3 taps like that, and they haven't capitalised on it. Glenunga first to the ball.
Bristow goes without
bobbing around, yeah. Little soccer by Abel off the ground. Mitcham have it. Handball out the back. Can this player get through? I don't think he's going to get through a wall of Glenunga players there.
And he's won the free kick.
Stephen Webster, is it?
Yes. Now, if you're watching at home, you can probably rewind it, or if you're watching later, what happened to Mr. Webster there? No, it's Sam Clark, I think. Is it? It is Sam Clark.
Yes, you're correct.
As he was tackled, a mysterious ailment affected his knees where they dropped, and that caused the high tackle. Now, people talk about Selwood, the little champion, but it's become a blight on the game for me. I don't like it. It's players. I guess shut up.
I tell you what, he's ran sideways,
it's 25 metres,
giving away 25.
It's gone through for a point, and the umpire has
pulled him right back into the goal square.
No, it's a free kick in the goal square.
Yeah. And I think what you're touching on then is a touch of the Selwooditis.
Yeah, and look, it happens everywhere. It's not. I'm not having a go at Sammy Clark. Everyone does it, but they will take a shot for the team to extract a free. I watched some junior footy this morning, and I was watching 10-year-olds do the Dusty Martin. They do emulate the stars. They do emulate what they see on TV, and the AFL's got a lot to answer for allowing bad habits to creep into the game. Stop trying to change the rules and just keep it football for mine. But anyway, that's my bitch and moan for the day. We'll move right on.
I'll just pull you back down off the soapbox there, TJ, and as he runs in for a shot at goal. Jeez, he runs sideways, doesn't he?
He's only just snuck it in, hasn't he?
He runs. It's like a crab walk sideways in.
He's put it on the soccer field, and he's hit a soccer player, and he's down.
He's kicked 2 goals. Yeah. Maybe kicked the goal on the soccer field. So
Sammy Clark's first, and
a little bit of a break now for the ball to come back. So
Mitcham second. It's a 6-point ball game in the Harley Heaven firm scoreboard, and definitely the Pernix is the scoring end as Bailey Cantillon. It's a hard name to say, is coming on and coming off. Sammy Clark after kicking his first goal there, just taking a bit of a spell. So in the midfield, just having a quick look, Big Fish Wonky's gone in the ruck. I can see also in there for Glenunga, we've got Tyler Athanasios. We've got, Mickey McMahon looks like he might have gone in there. And is that the young fella in there as well, Butterworth? So for Mitcham, Aitken, of course, is in there with Pinder.
Yeah, big tap forward there.
And now about 30 other players.
And this is around that area, just around here where it is going to be slightly slippery underfoot. For those players around the ball. The wingers have come in. Butterworth just coming into that pack now. So number 4 there picking it up was Brett Aitken, and it's out over the scoreboard side there, out of bounds, just bouncing over.
Just had a quick chat with the Glenunga captain, Injun Angie Reid. So that incident that you would have seen earlier on, Henke was pushed. Henke appeared to end up on a lady who was fussed over quite heavily for her inconvenience. So she is fine, which is good news, Tony Neal.
Well, that is good news. So the ball up in Mitcham's forward pocket now, bobbling around there. There's a lot of players around the ball. We're going to get a ball up. And this is around about where we saw earlier on a goal quickly scored there. So let's just see what happens. Up it goes in the air now. Oh, just Wonky, he's done that 2 or 3 times today, just taking that ball out. Fortuitously falls to the half-back flank. And they're kicking along the wing now, and that's Prosser, is it? Yes.
Pross pushing up the half.
Around he goes again. Neat-looking kicking style, but hasn't made the distance. Asfaha can't quite get there. Mitcham just banged on the boot there, coming through to half forward. It's clean bowled about 4. At the back of the pack, a little player there's picked it up. Around 1, can't get around the second. He's caught. Umpire's let that go. Umpire has let that go, and we're going to see a ball up. So ball up on the... just out of the forward pocket there, right in front of the scoreboard there, our Harley Heaven and Firm scoreboard. So out it comes Glenunga as expected.
Bristow.
Oh, look at that.
Good clearance. So he's gone backwards
to go forward.
Yes, dangerous move today.
Seen that before.
They're looking for the switch. I'm not sure the switch is going to be an easy kick to pull today, unless you're going with the breeze, and then you'll see some switches. They'll go back down the line, but it's all Mitcham, and it might just be escorted out of bounds by McMahon, perhaps. No, ball spills. Good tackle there, and we'll have a ball up. And I reckon we've probably had about 25 ball ups already, Tony, and there's going to be 25 every quarter. As Linky Bennett preparing to make his way back on the ground and just giving us the thumbs up. He's ready. He's cock-locked and ready to rock it.
So out it comes now, Glenunga. 1 kick forward about 30 metres.
Here they go. They're out here. Prosser.
Good tackle there.
Has a bounce. Big fella. Draws a player. Awkward left-handed handball. Causes a spillage. Great pick up, McMahon. Quick kick forward. Oh, running the wrong way. Nearly taking the marks, the Glenunga player. The big fella, Baird, releases the left-handed handball. Quick kick by Prosser, but in best position there was
Zach Sutherland.
And they'll clear it. One long 65-metre kick, but well read by the fish, Jimmy Wonky. He kicks it. It's the Rainmaker. It'll sit high, wide, handsome. Flying is Prosser. Gets his own ball at ground level. Releases Beard on the snap. The big fella cast in the role of a rover has done what we thought he might do and kicked it straight across the face of goal.
Player down, just at centre half forward here for Mitcham has hardly moved. I think he's cracked the scone on his own teammate's head because Stephen Webster is holding his head, and that player, he is rolling around, but geez, we hope
not in a World Cup sense, but
no. They're just rolling him on his side, so the game there might be a slight stoppage.
Not in the coma position, in case you're listening and don't have pictures. He's okay. Addy, we're going to have a ball in after the stoppage. We've got trainers all around him. You're right. I think it was a big pack, a big crunch, and we're just a slight delay here. May
well have been his own player. And Thomas Baird just kicking that ball in. It was almost a set play. I don't know whether it was a shot at goal because it went over into that forward pocket, but we'll give him that one.
So the players up. He was having a shot.
Players up and jogging off now. So we see coming on is Chris Gregory, who seems to be a very tall, good size, as this player just trotting off. So that's good to see that he's up and about.
Yeah. And there's big stiffy Dan Hardy getting ready to come back on as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to say too much while he's only about 10 metres away, mate, but he's a bit of a big boy, isn't he? But anyway, look, just not able to take that off the pack there was Sfaha. So the ball's out on the half-forward flank now for Glenunga. Handball back, as we see. They don't mind going backwards to go forward. He's going to go backward again, around the corner kick. Chipped it in about 30 metres out of goal. Mitcham front of the ball. Taken that was Guy Ward, and another ball up.
Yeah, front and centre's the place to be today, isn't it? It's going to drop a lot when you're kicking into this breeze. You have to have a set up in front of the pack there. And Guy Ward in best position, and again, experience. Ball spills out. This time it is number 41. Is that? That's Connors. Connors gets the quick kick, but again, well read there. And this time it's Clay Murray, the man they call Muzz, will clear with a beautiful right foot kick down the line. Good spoil though. Here's Sfaha. Doesn't keep his feet, but does take possession. Allows him to release the handball. Oh, he's caught it between his legs there.
And he's got a free here as Sfaha. So he's been in and about, and let's just see how he. Nice, neat looking kick. He's actually popped that up quite high. Beard can't get to it. So it's been punched about 20 metres forward, almost a throw there by Mitch Roberts. Got away with it, and good strong tackle there, Glenunga. I tell you what, Mitcham haven't been able to put too many passages of play where they get 3 or 4 possessions in a row together. Glenunga are onto them. It's interesting, Beard's facing away from the ruck, away from his own goals in the ruck, and you see, if you can see on this ball up, you'll see more Glenunga players facing their goal. Beard's facing away. Yeah. And ball's just on the ground there, but they're trying to set up so the on-ballers are running towards the goal, but quick release handball. Mitcham, they're going to get caught up here. 1 handball, 2 handball, not able to take possession. It's just an absolute sea of legs and arms,
it's almost
isn't it?
One by hand, one by foot, get it long down the line, that old school football. It's a bit like dancing with your sister today. It's ugly, it probably gets you there, but geez, if you really want to do it, you've just got to get the job done. Make sure you get the W in the column, but there's not going to be any high-flying marks or...
So I reckon that was Dan Gregory, was it, that popped that out? On the far side at the moment, Mitcham player in front, not able to take it. Goes this way, goes that way. Nice, neat little kick. Dropped again, and that's that skills that we were talking about at the start of the game, and Brant Ellis all over him.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we spoke about at the start of the game. Just that, learning to kick that ball in these type of conditions. So up it goes. Wonky's in ruck. His arms are taken. Mitcham get that out of handball. Try and defend off there. And a quick foot to ball, and that was Giuseppe Nerta.
All right.
Giuseppe Nerta. So he's kicked another point. So Grazzi now.
Keep going, Tone. I'm just going to get a special guest ready.
Kicked it in, and he's on the in the back pocket now. So just looking around now, and he's going to go down the line, I'd say, which he does. Just getting it outside 50 now. Glenunga in front, and that's a good mark there with Michael McMahon. Good grab. And he's looking down the line.
Joined by for some very special comments by star Glenunga forward. Actually, his ball's gone out of play, so just quickly we'll introduce Nick Wonky. Welcome, Nick.
Yeah, g'day guys. Thanks for having me.
And what's the matter at the moment, mate? What's is it knee, back?
I did a Roy Sloan actually, so I did my Liz Frank through the middle of my foot.
Yeah, Liz Frank. You can't just make stuff up on here. Anyway, we'll come back to you in a minute, Wonks, and Of course, you are my favourite wonky. I'm off the fish, and we're just going to have a ball up. Looks like maybe actually a Mitcham free kick going forward. And again, while we've got a stoppage, Nick, are you happy with the start so far?
Yeah, no, it's not looking too bad. It's a bit cold on the bench here, though, which I don't like.
It certainly is. Tony, you can take us through the play-by-play.
Yeah, so Mitcham now, that player just nice, neat-looking kick, but he's kicked it to a big pack, and I reckon that was number 15, was it? James Daly off the pack, a rushed kick through for a point. And mate, Division 4, we don't use the terminology, just so we've got a sore foot, and take it from there. How long do you think you'll be out for?
So I've been out since round 4, but yeah, hoping I can get it right within the next few weeks. So yeah.
Okay.
Going to be right for your trip to Europe with Andy Reid?
yeah, that's sort of the key at the moment, getting it right for that.
So
very
tell us a little bit there, the Glenunga kicking into that strong breeze. Set player kicks to himself there and heads out. So get it out as far as you can really on the kick-ins.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Today kicking into that wind. And,
yeah.
you know, it might be a kick and a half back for Mitcham here unless there's a decent kick amongst them. And, yeah, geez, there's the Bros, mate. He's going all right, isn't he? He's done that about 3 times, grabbed it out of the pack, and we saw him in front of goals. He's missed it. You wouldn't have missed it, would you?
Nah, I don't think so.
Would have
Jeez, he loves taking out the ruck, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's
got long arms, doesn't he? You've got normal arms. Why are his arms so long?
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. It might be a deformity of some sort.
So Daniel Hardy there got the tap out, and a quick kick now by Stephen Webster coming right into the teeth of goal. Glenunga, taken very strongly there. Mate, how'd you like the size of Daniel Hardy? He's a good size, isn't he, to go up against? He's, I reckon he's got about 10 or 12 kilos on your brother there.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be fun.
We'll let you call your brother here.
Fish. Just gets thrown out the way a little bit. And, I think it's going to be a stoppage here, I reckon.
Oh, bubbling around. Mitcham first the ball. It's right in the goal square there. Can they get it up? Players diving in left, right and centre and
danger area.
Hold up.
Tell us your thoughts. Josh Great's one of our favourites. Very reliable. Doesn't make too many mistakes. Huge ass. Tell us your thoughts on him.
Yeah, no, I don't mind his ass, actually. He's not too bad. But, he's good back there. He's, reliable. And that's all you can ask for in defenders, really. And
one of those ones you can throw in the midfield. As Glenunga, they come out near side. We've seen a lot of this. They've come out this way. And there's quarter-time siren, which on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard sees Glenunga 1-1, trailing Mitcham 2-3. But for me, I reckon being 8 points down going against this breeze, you'd be happy with that, wouldn't you, Nick?
Yeah, you can't be too upset with that. It actually is a pretty strong breeze as well, so hopefully we can capitalise in the second quarter.
Yes, traditionally that is the club room end is the scoring end normally, isn't it?
I don't know. You probably, you prefer kicking goals where people can see you kicking goals, so that's...
So from the Tommy Javor pocket. So just quickly, goal kickers Sam Clark and James Daly for Mitcham. It was Mickey McMahon with 1 for Glenunga. So tell us, mate, when will you be back?
Yeah, so hopefully in the next few weeks. So I got to go see a specialist this week, and then we'll go from there. But it's been pretty frustrating because it's just it's one of those ones. It's fine to walk on and stuff, but as soon as you start getting pressure through it, you can't handle it. So
So is it related to plantar fascia? Is it bone? Is it muscle?
Nah,
tendon?
so it's a ligament. Yeah, so it's exactly what Sloan did. So Sloan was out for I think 3 months. I think Sloan was out for.
Yeah, close to 8 weeks, 9 weeks.
Yeah, so same with him. So it's just like it's a Liz Frank ligament through the middle of your foot. So it's pretty common as well. Daniel Wells went down with it as well mid-year. Mine wasn't as bad as his, luckily, so he had to have surgery. So I'm lucky I don't have to have surgery, which is good.
So does it come upon you as the game's going on? It starts to wear you down. You're thinking that's a bit sore, or is it just like
it's almost instantaneous?
You just go bang. Geez, what have I done there?
So I got stepped on against last time we played Mitcham down there, and it was straight away. I sort of knew something was wrong. Came back on in the 4th quarter, which I was a cone on the field. It was terrible.
We're footballers, mate. We're tough. We ignore it.
And and then just I tried putting some work through it after 2 weeks, and it's just no good. So I got scanned on it, and then found out it was a Liz Frank, which is pretty.
So is the do you know the player that stepped on your foot, and is he playing today? And will there be a receipt handed out?
Was it Dan Hardy? Because that would have done it.
Will there be a receipt handed out as they're walking off?
Nah. Lucky the club covers all that, so I'm not out of pocket any. But
just a quick one, going back a couple of years. Well, obviously, Nick, I played with you at Paynham and taught you a lot, no doubt. But it was obviously great for your family to come together. Sorry, excuse me. So the Big Fish left the River Murray League, you left Payneham and you came together. So how's it been, the move to Glenunga and the club in general?
Yeah, so me and Fish decided to make the move together and go up to play some country footy. And yeah, we spent 2 years up there, and it was good. And then decided to make the move back down into Adelaide, into Glenunga, and yeah, it's been really good. They've been awesome. Leasy, Simon and Pitter and that have helped out a lot. So
there were plenty of rumours doing as they do in the off season, that your other brother, your lesser known brother, former Ken Farmer medalist, what's his first name? Michael. Pardon me, I didn't know you were a fisher. Michael who? Any chance he might find his way here, or is he making thousands of dollars a game in the country?
Yeah, no, we definitely talked about it, and I think that's probably the end goal. In the end, but yeah, no, he's playing down at CMS Crows in the Peninsula at the moment.
Just having a kick with mates, no cash.
Yeah, no, none of that stuff. Yeah, so he's doing that, and then he's coaching obviously at Woodville as well. So I think he's
one of our colleagues, Wayne Knowles, actually. He's doing the twos, or
he's in the ones. I think he's doing the forward line coaching in the one. So I think he's doing when Woodville get the Saturday games, he can't play. So I think he's eligible to play 10 games up there this year.
No, beautiful. Look, thanks for joining us, mate. We really appreciate your time. We might get you back in the second half at some point.
No worries, guys. Thanks
Good luck
for
with
having
the
me.
injury.
Thank you. All right, just quickly in the AFL as well, we've got a few scores from out of grounds. We don't have Luke here, so we won't be doing as many. Brisbane are flogging Carlton by 6 goals, so pretty one-sided affair there. The Crows, as in the Crows reserves, were leading Nord, but now at half-time it's Nord by 15 points, and my beloved Bulldoggies by 2 goals over the Bays. Then the Tommy Javor Cup, West Adelaide by 4 points over South Tony 0.
And it's Hardy versus Beard, and Hardy's sort of not doing much of a run up, but he's come out of the forward line. He's come straight into the ruck here, and Mitcham straight away are heading forward here. But Glenunga off the half back line there, and that's Tyler Athanasios. Yes, gets it out, and here's a quick kick off the half back line. Geez, low and hard penetrating kick, and geez, that's a big punch forward too, Mitcham. I'll tell you what, they're at it, both these teams. There's no backward steps. And,
look, whoever's better if you're better in the contest today, you win the game. It is a one-on-one battle today. That's what it comes down to, I reckon, Tony.
Yep, so fair few players around the ball, but probably about 30 metres off the ball. There's a bit of an arc both ways. So the ball hits the ground there on the throw-in. Player on the ground there and just got squashed right to the bottom of that pack there. So Mitcham player is Brett Aitken, that is.
The captain. He'll have 30 touches today.
Diminutive player, but geez, he gets in, and look at this player running off the half-back line here, but he's going to be a hard kick to get it across. So he's gone down the ground into the pocket. First the ball to Mitcham, but mopping up Glenunga, and look at him. Yep. There's your man Bennett, thumbs up on the boundary line, and down the line he goes. Nice grab out there by Zach Sutherland. That's a good grab now. He's tried to control that ball inside. Oh, ducking the chutney, didn't get away with it. So Beard.
Here we go, McMahon, 55-metre bomb to open space. Prosser,
2-on-1.
Was it Wonky?
That's a great grab.
Who is it, Prosser or Wonky? Here it is.
15.
Prosser.
That is a great grab, isn't it? Hands out in front, extended. Good play. Just that player, not to harp on it, but the Mitcham player just ducked the chutney as the ball came in. You can't do that in A-grade football, because especially against Glenunga, look at that. And Beard was the crummer.
Yes,
Beard got that going off the half-back flank.
Interestingly enough, just a little bit of a stubble forming for Beard as well. So Prosser will line up 35 metres out. The Pernix end, deliberate approach. Is a beautiful kick.
He is.
And that is no exception. Straight through the high diddle-diddle. That is the second for Glenunga. Michael McMahon involved in both goals. No coinky-dink there, Tony Neal.
No, and I'll tell you what, if they get going here, Glenunga, you might see about 5 or 6 goal lead here. And look, just in that first quarter very quickly, some of the better players were Asfaha. He was in everything. Harry Prosser, who we've just seen kick the goal. James Wonky did quite well, and Michael McMahon. And I thought Clay Murray was quite good for Mitcham, along with Brett Aitken as well.
Yep. And so the goal from James Daly deserves a mention. That was actually a Bruce McAvaney special. Was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Smother. So now he's facing forward this time, Daniel Hardy. Doesn't get high off the ground. Beard did expect to win the tap, but Mitcham mopping up off the back. It's just that bang forward, isn't it?
Tucker, that was. And it was good,
that.
but yeah. Oh, nice smother. I don't know about those cute little kicks. I reckon banging at 60 might be the way to go today.
Abel's copped one there.
Yes.
But he's able to get back up. So just back down onto the wing. I'll tell you what, this player's getting a bit of it.
Harry Pride, beautiful left foot kick. That's what he's got in his arsenal, but great shoot
talking
clear.
About Arsenal, there he is. Josh
Tony Neal, little crispy as Butterworth. He's done well, the 16-year-old early. Had 3 or 4 good touches. And ball in dispute. The umpire says it's someone's mark. It is. It's Glenunga's mark.
Front. Yeah,
wasn't sure he was in front.
And I reckon it's Bennett again, is it, with the yellow boots? Yep.
Yeah, he doesn't mind a bit of showtime, bit of me, Bennett. But he is a good footballer, so good on him. As Mitcham should clear a couple of handballs. Again, that second or third handball is where they're getting into trouble because it is hard to get conclusive, effective running patterns working today.
And that's not the best handball either.
And that's what I'm talking about. Right on cue. As someone just sticks a foot into my boy Bennett. Don't do that. But here they go. First handball. He's tackled. He's wrapped up. With the ball up 7 metres out from the Mitcham goal. And I'll tell you, Tony, I played a couple of games this year, coached by a very, very average coach whose only philosophy was one by hand, one by foot. And today it's just about the right philosophy because it's a stinker of a day. It's windy. It's not wet, but it is a windy, hard day to play football. It's cold.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. Mate, I've got a couple of butter menthols in my pocket if you need one. Something's wrong with your voice there. You all right? Not going down on us. Is that how he sounds, is it?
Something like
Interesting. That. So, anyway, on that far wing, here they come, Mitcham, and it's, you know what this is like? Lame work. Kick the kick, isn't it? Brant Ellis down the line.
Here comes a 60-metre kick, but Prosser's, there's 2 on him, so yeah.
Geez, that's a nice, neat kick, but 2 on 1, you're correct there.
Yeah, beautiful pick-up. This way, that way, release handball, lovely play.
Henke.
Joshy Henke! No dice, 1 point, and scores are very close. It's 1 point the difference on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard.
They just got that bit of a run on they're known for there, Glenunga. So, interesting, no one short for Mitcham here. So, the fullback, I think it's the captain too, Brett Aiken. He's going to have to get on his bike and have a bit of a look around. So, there he is.
Yeah, okay, that's not bad.
So there it is, out the centre half back.
Good mark. He can kick this. He's 60 metres out and he can kick this.
How good was that, Grab?
Jimmy Wonky. It was a bit Wanganeen-esque. Would that be fair? He jumped
a bit rubbery.
Took a flying chest mark. He's 60 metres out and he's lining up. And whether it goes for a goal or a point, I don't know. But this could go post height.
He's on the wing.
He's on the wing.
To run up on the wing.
Wonky. Here the guy on the mark's 7-3 as well. Bang! It's a high ball. The wind hold doesn't actually catch on, but McMahon.
Set play.
Easy as you like. As our friend the groundmaster just gives the old fist pump, and McMahon will line up about 12 metres out, directly in front, and probably slot through his second and Glenunga's third.
Michael McMahon, you know, he's been in. You called it before. He's been in everything. He's having a good day, isn't he? And I reckon, this will go over into the soccer grounds as well as he lines up. Doesn't pull back on it. There it goes.
That'll do.
Straight
McMahon
over the
kicks
head.
his second, and Glenunga's third. They take a 5-point lead, and I was surprised to see Asfaha on the bench. He is just about ready to come back on, Aaron Asfaha. Of course, Crow's top-up player, and very, very good first quarter by the young man.
Yeah, it was. And interesting, that grab by Wonky there, you know, and that's that Mitcham tries so hard and they get it down 1 kick and then back, all of a sudden 2 kicks back, and it's over the goal umpire's head. So, a little bit going on there. Is that Guy Ward you're looking at there?
Guy Ward and Harry
Harrison
Pride. Just swapping stories about their mums. And in the midfield, we've got Bennett, Ward, Baird. I swear they've only got 3 in the middle. Oh, no, and there's someone sitting forward of the play that I can't make out who that is. And for Mitcham, it's the big man, Dan Hardy, Aitken, Pride, and one other. Again, it is hard to make it out. All of the names.
Pride, yeah, you've called him. There's a bit of argy-bargy on the far wing. It's just a waste of energy at this point. Pushes the player into the ground.
That's quite funny.
Up he goes, Beard. Takes it past that player that was on the ground. There's 4 of them in a row here, Mitcham. So if they can get a run on,
here he comes.
He's up and down, Pride, and he's getting a bit of it, but just can be a little bit
just goes to
on
ground
and off. Yeah.
Should have another ball up, I think.
Look at that pack. There might be a little bit of a scuffle here. No.
Again, sometimes it's the little things. Just Brett Aitken with the release handball, just allowing Harry Pride to run onto it on a dry, less windy day.
You're off.
You're off and running. Beautiful timing and weight of the handball.
So dragged the ground without the ball there was Tom Butterworth. Didn't get the free from the umpire. So another ball up. So let's see if we can get a breakout here. I sort of almost feel these players 30 metres off the ball, a little bit too close to the ball for Glenunga. But let's just see what happens. Who can get the breakout here? The clearances are so important.
Hardy down to Pride. He's wrapped up immediately. We'll have another ball up. Glenunga players jump over each other. You can do that in this league, I guess. Yes. And first to the ball there at ground level, Glenunga player comes out to Mackenzie Bristow. He releases nicely. I'm going through the binocs here and I'm getting dizzy, Tony.
Yep, it's good. Hey, you know, 3 or 4 handballs there, and they're on the half-forward line. There's another one there, nicking players. Michael McMahon. He's driven that in towards the goals, and I tell you what, that has gone through for a point. So McMahon I'll tell you what, he's either been kicking them
Setting
or giving them off to someone else. And just that link. And it was interesting there, 3 handballs off the half-back line and 1 kick, and they're having a shot at goal. Now, players come on here.
Pinder.
There, and he's got the arms waving. I think he's landed a jumbo jet the way he's waving around now. So
good cover by Baird.
Nice kick
risky
in.
kick.
Didn't quite make
Henke
it. Did it? And, yeah,
stole the ball like a thief in the night, and he's just caused a spillage 30 metres out. Very dangerous area because any quick snap here will sail through.
And I can tell you, there's nothing more frustrating as a backman to be down there, see that ball come out 1 kick, and then all of a sudden it's back over the top of your head again. They got their work cut out for them. Mitcham have pumped that ball forward now and trying to take it there was Daniel Bradshaw. Comes inside, so 2 handballs inside again. And then a slam kick was Brett Aitken, so the ball right in the middle of the ground.
Good mark.
Did not even move, Ben
Great
Jennings.
Mark, yeah, Bungie Jennings.
This will be next. Oh, so he's put that up to 50-50. There's our man Great.
You won't move his
ground. Yep.
Oh, Ward with it, don't argue, right in the mush. Oh, he's gone with a left side, inside out kick, and that'll work. I think there's that Butterworth maybe.
It is, and
cute
beautiful
little kick
to Baird.
Yeah, Baird,
all
the right, and they do. They're getting that spread, that Glenunga spread that we love so much. Down towards the playground area, it's Prosser. Prosser's been good today.
Calling the same names there, aren't we? Bennett and
Asfaha, but the ball's not going to carry.
Oh, no.
Didn't carry half the way.
So are they going to come out like circle? Oh, he's kicked that back towards the way it came, and Bennett not under it.
Mark, Pinder. How did he mark that? He puts a bit of pressure on his teammate, but he's good there. Oh, no, he's not.
Down.
Just a touch too slow, and they're off Baird. Baird getting plenty of ball at ground level. Hits up, and well done there
and that was
again.
Ward.
Yep. He's taken the mark here. I'm not sure he's got the mark. I think it's Prosser. Fishwonky just feigning to take the mark and protecting him. A great skill if you can do it and get away with it. Protected his mate, saved his back. And now Prosser will line up from 52 metres. With this breeze, I'd expect him to go very close. A man who's kicked 77 goals in a season before. Well,
he's starting his run up from the wing. Let's see if he can get
from
a bit more penetration with the kick. As he gets on it, arms go up in the air, and that's a nice kick.
As you said, Tony, he got penetration.
Yep. PREN, it's a new word I've just invented.
And Prosser, that's his second for the day, and he's been
Prosser penetration.
The Prosser penetration, and he's been great as we see Tyler Athanasios coming off and Jack Connors coming on, good change there. He goes straight into the middle, Jackie Connors.
And I'll tell you who has been impressive today on a day that's probably not really made for him is big Tom Beard. I know last time we were out, he was talking about his marking and that, but
touches. So
he's been really good.
Glenunga
below the knees and around on the ground, and look at that tap straight out. And is that Bennett? Yep.
Bennett.
He's starting to really come in there, isn't he? He's having a really good quarter.
He's a glamour man off the field, but on the field he plays it rough and tumble.
Just no one this other side. I was just going to say there was that Mitcham ball. There was no one for Glenunga on that side of the pack then.
Yes.
And that allowed for an easy clearance. You know, capitalise on that.
Well, good hustle coming off the ground there by the Mitcham player. Just getting a bit of airtime there, Wakeham, and it's Glenunga by 11 points. Big run up there.
Third man up.
Wow. Here's Bennett. Oh, it just misses the tackle there, and it releases to Mitcham. We got a wall of players in front of us, hard to see. Good
Harford.
Protection again there. Sammy Abel hasn't had many touches, but done well there. Yeah, Harford releases out. And then out of wing we have a ball in Tony Newell.
I'm just going to say there with Harford, he was the man who was third man up. This is the good thing about Glenunga is the spread of players that are quality players, and they're prepared just to do those little things like that. And
Sammy Abel's a great man for a third man up because he's got a great lead.
There's no poor links in the chain, is there?
No.
Mitcham coming forward, and there's pressure on, as you said, 3 or 4 young lads coming through. They're a very strong team when they get all their players back.
Still only early, but there's a bit of determination after their last 2 or 3 weeks. They've been, I think, galvanised by a bit of a tough week as well from all reports, so they're looking good here.
And that was either Hall or Gregory not able to take the grab, and I'll tell you what, that can be costly.
That was bad at ground level again, by the way.
Yeah,
it's 9 or 10 touches now at ground level for the big fella.
And see how costly a fumble is. 40, 50 metres down the ground, and just while we got a break, I did some drafting years ago, AFL drafting, and if you're under 6 foot and you fumbled twice, we'd put a black line through you, and that was the end of your career.
The old left, right, good night.
Yeah. So that's half. Couldn't quite actually get that up.
I was probably unlucky not to get drafted then, because if you don't get the ball, you can't fumble. I had it all worked out, mate.
Okay, so up it goes, and just an easy tap for Wonky there, but player there, he did the flying Superman there.
I reckon it's his free kick and he's taken off.
Yes,
he hasn't gone, he's 60 metres away. That's Stevie Webster.
Stephen Webster. No, it is a Glenunga kick, but he took off, didn't he? The flying away in there.
Oh, it's a high kick and the ball, wind takes it. Prosser front position, good spoil. At ground level, Glenunga, best position. Mitcham should release down the line. They
there
should.
he is, Webster.
Wait, he took off the right spot, didn't he? Here's Asfaha.
He's
wins
quick
it back.
too, Asfaha.
Quick kick, danger zone. Prosser. Oh, good spoil there by Mitcham. Just got a hand in.
Second
McMahon
effort.
plays for the free, doesn't get it. Battling in there is Prosser.
Prosser.
Again, just that last, certainly today, he's shown a bit more steel about the way he goes about it. He's doing some of the mongrel as well as some of the glamour stuff, Harry Prosser.
So, taking it again, Wonky.
The Wonk.
He has done that. I was just going to say, the last time I saw Glenunga play, they had a fair few tools in a line there, and they're still bombing that ball in today, but they haven't got the tools right on that goal line to take the grabs, and it's coming undone a little bit for them.
Yep.
Showing the ball is Daniel Bradshaw on a mark.
Off Sammy Clark's receipt, but yes, and here they come down the line, half back, and balls at ground level. We're going to have another ball up. Big fishy Wonky, he's getting a bit of it, and he's winning those rucks, but it's not all coming together for the big fish.
You reckon Daniel Hardy's going to make this ruck tap?
Not quite.
I just reckon if he sits out here, he could be the set play to go to, as the ball is punched.
It's a tough
coming
switch
over the
though
top.
with this breeze. It's directly going at a 45, I reckon, towards the playground from where we sit in commentary on the wing to the left of screen if you're watching on the Facebook live stream. And this could go a long, long way, this kick. Off
Two
one
steps.
step. Yeah, maybe I'll give you two. To the goal square. McMahon, good position. 5 or 6 Mitcham players. They should rush it through. And they don't. And, it's smothered over the line, I think, for one minor score. And on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard, it's Glenunga, 4 goals 4, Mitcham, 2 goals 3.
So the ball comes out, nice penetrating kick there, and a good grab, Ben Jennings. So that's a
been
good kick out. Let's just see what happens from here. Don't pop it up to a 50-50.
No.
He tries to get a target, but got back there
Henke.
was Henke. Yeah, well done. Just got a hand to it. This could be this turnover again.
Wonky.
And Wonky again, he's been in it, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's going from a bassa fillet to a salmon at the moment. He's just starting to lift his stock a little bit. So the big fish. And we've got a free kick to Glenunga. They've had probably the rub of the green in the last 5 minutes as well, it's fair to say.
The umpire just having a few words to the man on the mark there. So Glenunga, geez, I tell you what, we're calling this a fair bit, and I reckon that's young Butterworth. Just a short chip kick out, and Jack Connors has it now.
The 16-year-olds have been good. They've been good today.
Right on the far wing, and I'll tell you what, Butterworth could get this back, but Connors has decided to drive that down, probably a 40 to 45 metre kick, and have a look at that.
That Mickey McMahon, I'd suggest, yeah.
That is sticky fingers. He's waving at someone. I think it's the goal umpire to get out the way, because I'm having a shot.
Let it run. Oh, have a look where he is. He's 60 metres out, and he has gone bang.
I saw him waving there, and I called that. I reckon he was waving to the goal umpire, get out of the way, mate, because this is going over the top of your head.
That's his
and
fifth.
That's exactly what he did.
It's Glenunga 5-5, I think, by the looks of the scoreboard. Mitcham 2-3. Mick McMahon has 3, and he's given up 1. I said if he kicks 4, they'll win, and I think I'm spot on. I think 12 goals is going to win it, and Mick McMahon at the moment is the difference.
So young Butterworth's come off, and Emmett's come on. And waiting to come on is Tyler Athanasos.
Just have a look at this to the left. As Brian Lee's giving great education to the young fella in Tom Butterworth. As a quick clearance there. Henke, disco biscuit type kick. It's a mongrel and it's 1 point. So we nearly missed it. But I just think it's great as well for our Glenunga people who can't make it the game today. Just Brian Lee's there to the left of us, just educating the young players. Like, it's not the era of ranting and raving anymore, but explain things to teach the kids, and he's doing that.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I've been impressed by the coaches the last few games. Who do we have? Mark Taylor down there at North Haven, and then Brian. I've got a bit of time for him as a coach. He does make the change. He gets a bit animated, but he also explains to the players. And we saw that then. I was caught between, was he having a flashback to dancing on the dance floor or actually explaining something? But it's very good to see that
disco
going on.
fever.
Yeah, so around on the left
foot,
look at that.
And he should go back and kick the goal, young fella. You've played league footy. You know how to kick a goal. You're 40 metres out. With a gale force, he himself could blow through the goals with this kick.
I tell you what, he deserves a goal because
every bloody week a bird attacks us.
Yeah, he deserves a goal because his work rate today has been very impressive. He's light, he's in around the place. He doesn't mind putting his body in places where a lot of blokes wouldn't go, and there's not a lot of him. But tell you what, he goes all right.
From the coach, he's got the big run ups here. Sorry, Tony, but he's got the Joshy Kennedy stutter from 45, puts it up. Pulls it maybe, and it swings back with the breeze.
He's kicked it.
And
look at him get around him.
And we talked about it, Tony. No one better in Div 4 than banging on consecutive goals than Glenunga.
Yep.
And in this quarter, they've kicked 4 to Mitcham's 1, and they take a very strong 31-point lead. On a day like today, a 31-point lead is a good 31-point lead.
Well, it is. You can feel that wind whistling around here, and you can see the trees in the background. But as I said, both teams have got to play in the conditions, so you've got to be up to it. And Glenunga at the moment, so their ruckman come in there.
Fish has an area.
Yeah, Daniel Hardy, he just put the body in but didn't put a hand up there. But so it's come out sideways to the wing. Now let's see here whether Mitcham can actually fight back and get the ball into their forward line, because otherwise Glenunga are going to keep going forward here. So up it goes, big pack. Can it get socket out? Players on the ground, players running around. And I just saw their captain there running around on the outside of that pack. Can't quite get hold of it. Gee, there's players going everywhere. There's Big Wonky.
Yes.
Now, isn't that interesting? Crumbing in the end after all of that was Big Wonky.
The Glenunga ruckman have been fantastic at ground level today, Tony.
Yeah, look, I totally agree there. And, you know, if every player just picks up that extra 2 or 3% and do some of those peculiar things, great things can happen. So now they're coming forward, Mitcham, but Greats here. Oh, you'd expect. Let's get it in the mud. Showed the candy.
How do you show candy
this
with
way,
that
way? And he was running the wrong way.
Oh,
player put in trouble there.
Yeah, Bristow probably needed to do better there.
And that Simon Tucker runs away with it, and he's kicked the goal. Yep.
Oh, Mackenzie Bristow, I bet he wishes he can have that right in front of Jono. The cameraman wouldn't have missed that one either.
Yeah.
That's going to be... And well done, look at Asfaha getting over to him, saying, don't worry about it, young fella. Forget about your haircut, forget about that play.
To be fair, the kick didn't hit, and it was a 2-on-1 in the end, and he had to turn around in oncoming traffic.
Didn't hit, but did he go 100% to make sure he took possession? No, I'm not sure he did.
Well,
so
I think Simon
who kicked the goal in the end?
Simon Tucker, and I think he saw the big sticks coming up from about 60 metres away.
The man I like to call Mother Tucker. He was very, very good. And a big shout out, speaking of Mother Tuckers, to my wife who's listening at the moment. My daughters, of course. I wouldn't have a broadcast without saying hello to them. They're at a picnic today, Tony. Hopefully in the sun, because it's freezing in the shade.
I thought it might have been Tucker's daughter, but...
that's a memory that I have.
Anyway, the big ruckman now. Oh, and he's kicked that 40 metres, but it's only gone about 10 metres off the ground, mopping up a Mitcham.
Strong.
But he breaks through into nothing, into fresh air there.
That was Giuseppe Nerda, the man they call Pep. Yes.
Yeah, didn't have anything. Now look at Glenunga here, one handball back, two, and that's Guy Ward. Nice little chip out, and Brant Ellis. These are the hands you wanted in. One bounce off the half back.
Butterworth could get on the end of this.
Just watching the ball there, the players, not sure what was going to happen. Mitcham have got it, but this is where those clean skills need to come into play. They're just missing the handballs here, a couple of little actions like that, and you end up with the ball up. And your man Lincoln Bennett waiting to come back on again.
7-4 plays 3-3 here at beautiful Webb Oval. Not the most beautiful place to be in the West.
Far
ground level clean. You talked about it, clean.
Oh,
releases the handball, but doesn't release the handball apparently. Great tackle there. That was DB.
Yep. And then a good smother there off Glenunga, and Brad out the back and cleaned up. Wonky. Yeah. And he's going to get one back here.
And free kick to Mitcham player in the form
Daniel Bradshaw.
Yeah, the man they call DB.
I'm not quite sure he knows where he's. Wonky cleaned him up there.
25. And that normally would put him in scoring distance, but he's going to have to kick from 45. And well, Breeze dies down just a little bit, but it'll take his very best kick. Only one Glenunga player on the line, which is a bit surprising. Yeah,
I think you're correct there, TJ. This isn't going to be the easiest of kicks. He's holding it very pointy, so it may go up and and there you go. High, wide and handsome.
Look, to be fair, he's going for the distance and he's just pulled it and he's snuck it in. It's got the 45, but he got too close to Big Fish Wonky on the mark. Underestimated the length of his arms, and that's all she wrote.
So interesting, Brant Ellis goes short while they're going with the wind, but I reckon that was Abel's hit. Butterworth now has it on the half-back flank. So 2 possessions. This next kick's important. They're all pointing down the line. Geez, he just chips that. Lucky to be 15, and I reckon that's his mate Jack Connis again. So Connis, now another chip kick. He's just put that a little bit high for them, and defending well there, I think, was Dan Gregory over the top. And
you tell you what, if this boundary umpire's getting paid by the throw-in, he'd be rich, because it's been out there a fair bit, Tony.
And it's on that far wing again. So let's just see what happens. This is my pet hate. No one at the back of the pack. Oh, there's one player. Now there's 2, because that ball comes over the back. Doesn't quite there. Daniel Hardy, I reckon, hit that with a backhand as Wimbledon is upon us. Let's just see what he does here. Another throw in. So Hardy and Ruck
against Wonky.
It's a real mismatch of body types. He won't get off the ground, Hardy, but he might be able to body Wonky out. So he pushes first of all. The ball goes over the pack.
Bennett won the tap.
Third man up. So here they come off the back of the pack. 2-on-1. Mitcham can't quite get it out there, and there's that pressure for
Holding
Glenunga.
the chutney. He's called a throw because he hasn't released properly. And Bristow just makes amends for his earlier mistake. Goes
So
long
we
and
see a
quickly.
switch.
Great play. Looks for and finds the pitch. Brian Ellis flying shot on the run. It's an absolute beauty. The pitch gets up and he jogs on back through the middle for a few high fives. His
Have
first
a look
to Glenunga's 8th.
where he's come from. He's come from full back.
Yep.
He just kicked in a moment ago. He's come from full back, and I was just about to say that's one of the first switches of like that we've seen today. But that run off the back line, and then he just said, well, you know what, I've come this far, I might as well keep going. That is a fantastic goal. I love seeing that. The backman.
And I reckon Mackenzie Bristow owed his team one. He made up that beautiful switch kick, rolled the dice, but most importantly, executed the skill. And that makes it 8-4 to 3-4. The 5-goal gap is restored.
So Big Beard's come back on, and he's up against Pinder. And another congestion there. But Glenunga, geez, aren't they off and rolling now, you know?
6 goals for the quarter.
Yeah, so up it goes again. Neither ruckman gets it, but Beard on the ground again. Gets it just fortuitously out to his own team. 3rd ball up in a row here. Yeah. Beard again on. Geez, I'll tell you what I'm liking. He's really liking his game today.
Yeah, he's been good.
There he goes again. Wins it forward again.
Palm.
Yep.
Running
off
past
they go.
it was
little tap, Glenunga.
Webster went past it, and they'll push forward now. McMahon, the danger man, beautifully read there. Oh, quick tackle. I think it might have been Pride, was it? Not sure. Yep.
And I reckon that was Chris Gregory who took the ball, did a blind turn into trouble there.
Yes, worst blind turn since Mr. Magoo.
Look at Beard. He faces the wrong way. He faces away from the goals.
I think he was trying to tap and protect. That was what he was there.
And I think what he's doing there, by doing that, he's giving his players running towards the goal. Look here, there's no Glenunga player behind Beard in the ruck.
Having said that, though, with the breeze the way it is, it's not coming out the back a lot. There's a quick kick by Mitcham down the line. Leading onto it is Pidgey Ellis, and he sees it out of play. Just quickly as well, thanks to all our great sponsors, of course, Harley Heaven and the Firma, telling us that it's Glenunga by 5 goals. Of course, we've got Pernix and Hydra Smart, and it is, of course, Past Players Day at Glenunga. Past Players and something else. Past players and something. Anyway, we'll come back to that.
Beard just grabs that out of the pack and couldn't quite get foot to ball there. Players diving on it. I think Glenunga are sort of that 10% more desperate at it just in the pack situations. But getting it out there with Sam Clark. Little quick handball. See if we can get a chain of handballs going here. This way, that way was Jackson McGregor Day. And it's taken me all day to get that name out. Yep. Anyway, the ball's on the far side on the wing. But, yeah, look, their endeavours there. They're trying, but they tend to do this. They get it down, one kick, a couple of handballs and a kick, and then back one kick, and look where the ball ends up again, Glenunga. So Beard in the ruck again, pushes his ruckman off, taps that perfectly to Bennett. Bennett holds his arms free, gets taken to ground, and there's going to be a ball up. So let's see again here. That, geez, they've got good understanding here, TJ, just with each other. I think Bennett's knocked himself or been knocked a little bit rotten there in that tackle.
Right. He's the toughest Bennett I know.
So once again, no Glenunga player
good fly there,
behind Baird on Glenunga's goal side, and he turns and taps it back Mitcham's way to give his runners. So let's see if he does it again.
Free kick might be Guy Ward, is it? I've just been a bit distracted by the dog calisthenics behind me. Yes, Guy Ward, beautiful 50-metre kick down to Wonky. He'll line up 45 metres out in a 45-degree angle. Distance will be no problem. And with the way the breeze is going, they should be right. Left post, it'll sail through.
She's on in the middle.
Oh, there is also a dog. I'm not sure what's going on behind us. It's a Royal Rumble. But let's get back to the football.
So players were put down on just off the ball there. The player coming off is Ben Jennings, I reckon. Anyway, he comes in, Wonky, and geez, I tell you what, he's kicked that and turned straight around, and that's out of bounds on the full.
Yes, I've seen donkeys kick better than that. That was one of the old Eeyore type options there.
I can remember
didn't hit it right.
Playing actually out at Payneham Norwood Union years ago, and a similar shot to that. Player couldn't hit the side of a barn. Well, he did.
Was it me?
The shed was
the pigeon shed.
That was so wide of the ground.
In the Tommy Javor pocket.
Oh, that was it. So out they come now. Switch of play.
We haven't seen Mitcham,
and it's just carried there.
Yeah,
Sam
good
Clark.
play. Yeah, Clark's been good. Clark down the line. Beautiful hit up kick. Looks for and finds number 6. That's Dan Gregory. Dan Gregory swings right. Fast footy time. Here we go. Haven't seen much of it. Good play. Positioning. Well done. Jackson McGregor Day. Just starting to come into it a little bit. Oh, wrong position there, Mitcham player. Sat out instead of getting front and centre. That's where you've got to be today as the ball spills ground level. Quick chain of hands. Looking better in this position, in this play. Quick play again by McGregor Day. It rhymes, I think. But anyway, we carry on. The ball's 25 metres out, and we'll have what we haven't had for... Oh, and there's the siren. Another stoppage. Stoppage number 178,000. And at half-time, on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard, they've got it as 7-4. That would be correct. Sorry, I had it as 8-4. It's 7 goals, 4... That's not right. 7-4 is 46. Maybe it's 7-6, 48. Playing that 7-6, 48 Glenunga. Mitcham 3-4, 22. It's a 26-point half-time deficit. Goal kickers very quickly for Glenunga. It has been the Mickey McMahon show in front of goal, certainly. He has 3. Harry Prosser has 2. Aaron Asfaha has 1. And Brent Ellis has 1. For Mitcham, Simon Tucker kicked their goal in that quarter. Sam Clark's kicked 1, and James Daly with undoubtedly goal of the day. One of the great goals you'd see at amateur league level. Smother into the snap from the boundary. It was absolutely brilliant. Can't talk about that one enough. But that quarter, Tony, it was Glenunga 5 goals 1 to Mitcham 1 goal 1. And as we said, there is a genuine massive favouritism to the left of screen of Jono's camera, which is, of course, the Northern Pernix Smarter with Data end. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, feedback, first half, Tony Newell.
Yeah, it's interesting. Glenunga, I guess the acid test that second quarter, could they go on with it? And I'll tell you what, they've done well, but really it's only a 4-goal lead on the scoreboard. Now Mitcham might come back, and just the last couple of minutes of play there by Mitcham, it was interesting. They were really trying to pop that ball around, but you know, they'd get one good handball, and then the next handball would put a player in trouble. That wasn't that clean, crisp, pop that ball around. Better players. I reckon Brant Ellis came into play really well that quarter, you know, just composed there. Guy Ward, Asfaha, we seem to be calling a fair bit off. Tom Butterworth wasn't too bad that quarter. Lincoln Bennett had a very good quarter that quarter. Gratz hasn't had a lot of possessions, but very impressive with what he does, pardon me, down there. Harry Prosser. And I'll tell you who has been impressive is Michael McMahon. Wunky's been good in the air. And then on the other side, I guess Brett Aitken, again, not a lot there. Dan Gregory at times, Jackson McGregor Day came into play a bit there. Clay Murray on and off, Sam Clark. Zach Sutherland we've called a little bit. Ben Jennings, a little bit on and off there. Brett Pinder, haven't seen a lot of him. Harrison Pride.
Jennings has been good. Jennings has definitely been good. Yep.
Harrison Pride tended to fade out that quarter, and I think Paddy Canane has a little bit now to put into his players and see where they can push themselves. They're fourth on the ladder, you know, with 6 and 6, and geez, a win out here today, and I don't think we're going to get the rain. The only thing that here is the wind, so and it's even for both.
A loss today could see them drop out of the 5.
Yeah,
or
how
certainly
much they want it.
Yeah, so it's a real logjam now in Division 4. Nothing is certain anymore, and not just a win, but percentage will be crucial towards the end of the season. There's been no draws, so someone's going to miss finals because of percentage, because they're all that evenly placed.
And we've seen it before this year. That's a good quarter by Glenunga, but one quarter won't win you the game of footy. They need to be on top of things. They need to really be pushing this last 6 rounds of the season. So let's see what they can offer in the second half, whether they can run away with it, or whether Mitcham, and this will be the difference between coaching and barracking, if the Mitcham coach can just give them a few instructions, be aware of what's happening, get their hands on the ball first, and they might be able to push back. They've got the wind this quarter. The wind won't do it on its own, but they've got some good players out there, I reckon, TJ. I reckon they've got some quality there.
I reckon 2 blokes have just stolen the lolly supply from the Glenunga Football Club, and you've been caught on camera, boys. I'll tell you what, the things you see at grassroots footy, 2 well-dressed gentlemen have stolen the lollies from the Glenunga box. But let's keep it serious here. I'm not making this up. Tony, you're upsetting me wearing just 1 glove as well. I'm not going to lie to you. Put 2 gloves on. Scores from out of grounds just quickly. Now, once again, we wish the Hose all the best. He will be back next week at Hot Dog at where are we?
Hope Valley Oval. Past Players Day.
Yes, Scotty Dykes just 300th. You're a past player. We'll celebrate you, Tony. And scores from out of grounds at the moment. We have got. And my nephew actually must have a chromosome missing. You cannot call me when I'm on the air, you idiot. If you're listening to the call, grow a brain. All right. It is Brisbane by 11 goals over Carlton. So Carlton's season of woe continues. You'd expect them It's late in the third. In the SANFL, it's gnawed by about 4 goals over the Adelaide Crows. Centrals and Glenunga has tightened up. It's just 1 goal to the good for the Doggies, whilst at Hickenbotham Oval, I think we've got an upset on the cards. Westies, 9th place Westies, are looking like they might knock off South, leading by around about 4 goals. What we're going to do now, Tony, is we are about to shoot across to Jono, who's going to run some of our ads from some of our great sponsors, and we will be back in the third quarter with this exciting game from Webb Oval. Welcome back to Webb Oval here with a big story, and Jono will agree with me, is Snake Gate. Everyone has gone past the Glenunga bench, has stolen from the giant bag of snakes. We're talking Tony Neal, random blokes in suits, and I even had a little go at it. But back to the real action, which sees Glenunga 26-point leaders on a tough day for football. It's 48 plays 22. It's going to be hard to string goals together. Basically, this game will be won or lost this quarter. I ran into some of the hierarchy at the... I'm not going to lie to you. I was in the toilet speaking to some of the hierarchy. Yes, I got some drinks sent over as well. That's right. It's amazing who you can meet in the toilet and what can happen. How bad was that toilet? I tell you.
I went to the yard.
Yeah, good call. But they've got it. We've got to lock the game down this quarter. Was the Glenunga call? Basically, if Glenunga go up at three-quarter time, it's going to be very hard for them not to win. They basically they lead by 26. They can't just try and waste time. They've got to. Sometimes you've got to go forward to win. But at this stage, well, it's their game to lose. Going into the forward line very quickly as well. While I'm on, we've got Tully Kennett. We haven't called his name too often. The young fella. We've got Mickey McMahon, Prosser. Wonky still a very tall forward line. They've thrown in also young Jack Connis, and I missed the other one, I'm sorry. But probably more importantly at this stage in the middle, it looks like we've got Baird, Henke, Ward, and Athanasios for Glenunga. For Mitcham, it looks like Aitken, Pride, Hardy, and the other dude.
I reckon Tully and Butterworth are the two young blokes up forward, and interesting with Athanasios going into the middle as well. So they're trying a few things. Baird, big punch forward. Look at that already, Glenunga. And there he is backing up again. So he's taken the ruck tap and he's followed that up about 20 metres forward and put the tackle on and got another ruck tap. And he's tapped that. He's won that one again as well. So we're going to see another ball up here. We often see this, two or three ball ups in a row.
Quickly as well, Tony, big shout out to Pig Luke Hosey, who is in bed, not touching himself, but he's watching our call. Apparently the Jono's camera work's outstanding, the voice is outstanding. The game, we're calling the best we can. It's a tough game, scrappy game as the ball goes forward here. Big play here. Prosser takes it and the burst, left foot, snappy. Don't tell me he's hit the post, and that would have broken the game right open. He's just saying it doesn't look wet and cold, but obviously it's a strong breeze. He will be out next week no matter what. It's going to be fantastic. The message just keeps going and going.
And Mitcham, just very quickly, have taken a very quick kick out after that, and that was
Jennings.
Wakeham.
Bungie Jennings. I like this guy.
Wakeham got it and got it to Jennings, and Jennings has kicked down
one-hander. Well, one-hander,
Justin Bonney.
He hasn't had his biggest... No, but it's been one of those games. As a defender, you lock down on your opponent. You might not get 20 touches, but that's good.
They've done this well today.
Yeah,
those little
they have.
15, 20-metre kicks.
Yep. Oh, you give him a rap, and Harry Prosser makes you look like an idiot.
Maybe the first one's okay.
Well read there.
Oh, and they're all over him.
But that was good, though, because he could have stayed out. He met the ball. He knew the contact was coming, took the contact, locked it up, neutralised it. Another ball up right in the middle of the ground.
Yes, and a big hello there to Luke, and I hope you are enjoying the telecast, mate. And the sooner we can get you back here, the better. However, we will forge on, and another ball up here.
Yes, crucial seconds just being eaten out here. And as we said, if they can break even this quarter, the game is all over for Glenunga.
So Baird's a big boy, and of the games I've seen this year, this will be the first time he's had a ruckman that's probably equal in size, if not bigger. And you see that there, Hardy walks about a metre under the ball there to try and push Baird out the way. Have a look at his second efforts today. Geez, I've been impressed with him. We've often
best
called him...
Best game of the year.
Yeah, we've often called him and... he wins the taps and that, but it's this other stuff, this work rate that he's got today. Wow, super impressive. I reckon we've had 6 or 7 ball ups here since that last passage of play, and here he is again, and he's hungry for it. Look at him, he's bumped the umpire out of the way, and the umpire's going to give a free, is he? Or he's going to call it up? No, just ease up there, boys, he says, as Big Beard takes him on, and the ruckman. Now the ruckman for the opposition there, Mitcham, gets it out. That was Daniel Hardy.
Tucker.
But have a look at that ball.
High wide, handsome Ward sits under it, gets the first touch, which allows Glenunga to take the second.
Break the tackle.
Took the game on, but might not be the day to take the game on.
Yeah.
And young Justin Bonney was caught. Quick kick by Mitcham. It's head of steam running out. Beautiful play. And again, costly turnover there lining up. He'll line up 25 metres out. pretty much directly in front. It's DB Daniel Bradshaw. This is huge. This could set the game alight. With Andy Reid coming on into commentary in a couple of minutes, could see the man under pressure. And I tell you what, the kids have taken the crayons to him. There's a bit of ink on the boy. You'd want to be a good kick. In the words of John Kernahan, and he is a good kick. It's straight through the high diddle. It's his first. He gets the high knees going. He's pumped, Daniel Bradshaw. It's Mitcham's fourth and his first on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard. We're back to a 22-point ball game. Tony Neal.
Yeah, so as we said, you know, Mitcham kicking with the wind. The wind won't do it all for you, but they've got a bit to play for, and can they fight back a little bit here? Glenunga, you know, we saw them get the ball down that other end, and unfortunately hit the post. The ball comes out again, and this time Mitcham have capitalised and actually scored. So can they get two in a row here? So
Tucker, Aitken, Pride and Hardy are the on-ballers for Mitcham. They need to win this clearance. They do. Just dropping again at the knees a bit, but that time they got the tackle right. We have a secondary ball up. So
I see Baird winning the tap, but yeah, Mitcham holding it up here. So Baird again puts the body in. Look at him, wrestle. Hardy gets first hand of the ball, but this time it's Glenunga, and that was
Athanasios to the big long arm fishy. He ain't no bassa fillet. He swims against the stream. He's salmon, the big fish wonky, and he'll line up 30 metres out for what would be, I don't think, I'm not going to lie to you, Tony, I would not make the distance into this breeze because it is coming downhill, down the hill, and a bit across, but Wonky won't have a problem with the breeze. He's going to have to go right post here.
I'd say right point post.
And it's a beautiful look kicking, and it was. He started it outside the goals. It's come back. That is a massive goal into the breeze. It's not the sealer, but it's probably going to be the one that just, I think, is enough. Now it's their eighth. It's his first as well. He's done enough during around the ground, big fishy Wonky. He's gone into the ruck. He's had lots of touches, but that's scoreboard pressure, and that's huge, Tony Neal.
And that's him. That's what I was talking about before. Glenunga up forward when last quarter they didn't have that height there, and this quarter they have, and that was interesting. I thought he might have kicked more than one, but he hasn't. But boy, he's given him something today, and Clunky Wonky, I'd call it.
Wonky. We'll be joined by a very special guest in a minute.
How good is it when you get the ball down there and it just doesn't come back out again? He just takes that grab. There's a little bit of argy-bargy in the middle again.
Yes, we're going to be joined by Glenunga captain Andy Reid momentarily. We'll just wait for a stoppage of play.
Look at them run off the back line.
Yeah, and here they come. Glenunga there, I think the half-time, whatever Brian Lees has put in the cordial has worked because they see a bit of pep in their step, and a quick tackle there applied by Stevie Webster, and we have a ball up on the wing. Welcome to the Reid. Glenunga co-captain Andy, welcome to the Reid. Welcome to the show, Andy Reid.
Thanks for having me, mate.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. We're going to get some special comments from you at stoppages, mate, but we'll just keep calling the play-by-play because we are broadcast journalist professionals. As it's Mitcham, they fly on the fly down the wing here. The full forward looking dangerous. In the back perhaps, but play on. Well read there. Who's that, Reid?
Matchy
coming out of the fence.
Abel.
Sammy Abel, another man along his head. Takes a bounce. Another bounce maybe. No. Cute little kick. Will probably see its way out of bounds there. Matchy, what's his real name, Reedy?
Aaron Manning.
Aaron Manning,
one of the
big
Riverland
fullback,
boys.
Yes. Number 21. Of course, it must be a thrill for you, Tony, sitting next to Andy Reid, Glenunga captain, superstar, all-round good
delighted.
guy.
I've seen him out there playing
and red hot
go, so
chick magnet.
Are you talking about me or?
Carry on.
No, doing very well. It's very hard watching it, isn't it, Andy? Because I know you'd rather be out there, mate, but watching is so hard, and we sometimes turn into a little bit of a coach, so be careful what you say here. But just I was going to ask you the question there. We saw the players, there were 3 or 4 of them running off the back line when the ball's around centre-half back there, and obviously Glenunga set play, dragged the forwards out of their comfort zone for the opposition as well.
Yeah, I guess I'd make the forwards have to chase and work up the ground, so they can't just camp back, and guess they've got to be accountable.
Of course, you're listening to TJ Tony Neal and Glenunga captain Andy Reid. It's Glenunga by 27 points on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard.
So where's Big Beardy going to go with this tap? He's been up against it, although he's got Pinder now. Pinder seems more athletic, with Big Beardy. He's taken some big steps today. He's really done well around the ground as well.
Yeah, he's been fantastic for us this year, and you forget how young he is because he's just a giant. But yeah, he's been fantastic.
20?
He's about that.
Yeah, it was on one of our shows. Someone was commenting in the comment box. We can't actually read them till later, but I think they said he was 19. It was says we held on there after acceptance as Harry Pride. Now Harry's a beautiful kick, a beautiful left foot kick, and that is disgusting.
You have jinxed him.
That's the boy from played a bit of Gaelic football in your Gaelic football team, Nafina. There, I don't think you actually wore the Guernsey at the same time, Reedy, but one of our ex-teammates. So yeah. Probably didn't know that, did you?
I didn't. But there you go.
trivia there in the stiff shit list?
Nafina.
So ball in the forward line here for Mitcham. 2 players go up, but Glenunga clearance, a check side ball that's come right out towards the boundary and just bundled over the boundary there with Matthew Elton.
Javier Larkham today?
He didn't play last week and just probably wasn't right to go this week. So hopefully get a few back next week, which would be nice.
Was named on Facebook though.
Yeah, the mind game.
You can't trust Facebook, tell you.
Definitely not.
So still a couple to come back in, obviously, and big Nicky Wunky and Javier, so good signs.
Yeah, saw you having a good chat to Nick Wunky.
Yes, humorous man. A pretty keen rap to get the foot right to go to Europe rather than play footy, but never mind.
So Big Beardy, we see there strongly winning that tap. I guess it's what's happening with these clearances as well. If you can capitalise, look, he's up there. Pinder tries to get over the top of him. Beardy, second effort again. We've seen that so many times. So dribbles over.
1%er.
Yeah, and he's going to go into the ruck now. And what's the normal setup here? Like not so much in around the ball here. We want to get a clearance, but are the back line expected just to take off and hope Glenunga get it, or they're going to stand still on their man? And these peripheral players, is this ball two-handed punch there?
There's a lot of people around that stoppage, so I don't know if we ideally want that many people. But
just wills the play to Prosser. Prosser releases beautifully Tommy Butterworth, a 16-year-old. Beautiful kick, well read there. Number 2, that's Tully Kennett. 2 16-year-olds kicking the ball to each other. That's what I was talking about before. He's too far out to score, even though he's only 40 metres out with this breeze. And he must be thrilled to see that. 3 16-year-olds playing and having an impact today.
Yeah, and great fellas, and they just love being around the club. Like as soon as they've come out here, they don't want to be playing at school. They want to be playing at Glenunga, which is great.
It's Pembroke, mate. Who wants to play at Pembroke?
That's it.
And there's the future of the club right there, mate. How good was that grab? Courageous running back into the play, and he's going to have a shot at goal. And I'll tell you what, that's probably touched over on the line.
The man mountains just touched it on the line there. Yeah. No, he's well done. Sorry, I'll come back to you. Tully Kennett, just his second game, 16-year-old Pembroke. Anything else you can tell us about him?
Obviously,
that was it, wasn't it?
They've only just come out to the club, so give me a favour. But it's good that those 3 boys are playing with their mates. They've come across as well. There's actually a few that have been playing B grade as well. So to come out with a big group, it obviously helps your footy.
Baird at ground level again, quick kick, just spills. Jeez, he's had 20 touches today, Baird, in the third quarter, which is fantastic. Probably hasn't done what we want him to do, take the big marks, but no one has today. But he's had 20 touches, so full credit to him, Tony Neal. Arguably best man on the ground. I think McMahon's probably the most influential, but hasn't had a ton of the ball. Yep. Just every time he's near it looks the most dangerous. As Mitcham clear, Chainer Hambles.
Gregory, they've gone around the arc, haven't they? And they've the ball started here, went down, and it's pretty much in the same position on the opposite side of the ground now.
That wind's nice, I tell you. And again, you can't see the wind, but I tell you, we can feel it. It's pushing a 45-degree angle down towards the Mitcham end. It's a strong breeze, and it's cold.
Baird again. He's big fly over the top there, and little handball out was Tully Kennett. So these young blokes.
And that handball has released.
Space he's got here.
He's Prosser, and he's
quick,
it up,
and
son. He's tall, and he's got
this
Bennett
way, that
the goal
way,
square.
around it.
And he says, "No, thank you, Mr. Bennett. I'll kick a sausage roll myself," and that could well be the sealer because it's Glenunga's 9th. Glenunga 9-8 lead Mitcham 4-4, and Mitcham would have to kick another 6, and they've only kicked 4 so far today. I can't see that happening. That's huge on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard. And for me, Harry Prosser kicking his 3rd. Maybe he's having his best game of the year as well, Andy Reid.
Yeah, he's been great up forward today. He works really well when Michael McMahon's in the side. I don't know, Mac has been so good for him last year. And the games that Mac hasn't been playing this year, he just I don't know, need his wingman with him.
Yep. So how good is it too? I've seen you streaming through the middle and off the half back line. You get that ball down forward, and you get players like Prosser and Wunky and sometimes Abel, who's at the opposite end today. But the ball gets locked in down there, and they score goals. You kick a goal yourself. I've seen that happen as well. But it doesn't just come straight back
from the
out.
goal square.
It doesn't come straight back over your head as well. So it gives you a lot of confidence going forward as well when you got these kind of players and the quality down there for sure.
Yeah, it does. And just probably the last few weeks we've had a fair bit of the ball. We just haven't converted and put the scoreboard pressure on early.
Yeah. All right, well, let's see. They're off and running today, and let's see if we can get a clearance here. There's a lot of players.
Good
quick handballs there, wasn't it?
What a smother.
Good smother. He's chased
brilliant.
his own ball
Simon
there,
Tucker.
and that was Simon Tucker, yeah. And good courage there shown by Michael McMahon once again.
Probably
running the wrong way.
Just dropped it though. Would have liked to have hung on to that one, but he's been very, very good. And again, it's 2-2 to 1 goal when they're kicking with a strong breeze here, Mitcham. So I think Glenunga might put this one to bed this quarter. And
little bit of argy-bargy there. Sorry to cut in.
That's all right, mate. And it's a big pack of players. Again, nice release handle. Quick little dribble kick from McMahon. Little kick, just getting out the immediate danger area and spilling. And Glenunga with the numbers around the ball here. Asfaha just getting a cute little foot in and getting it forward. And again, it's right out the danger area. It's out of bounds 70 metres around from the Mitcham goal, I think. Of course, they're kicking to the northern end, which is the Pernix Smarter with data end. Andy obviously hasn't been a great last month. I think 1 and 3 over the last month. So this has been what should be a big win for the club to get it back on track.
Yeah, obviously there's still plenty to go in this game, and you can't afford to switch off now. But I'd like to see a strong performance for the next 40 minutes, and yeah, hopefully we get that nice win.
And this young Asfaha, we've seen a little bit of him today, and geez, I've been super impressed. He's only light, but boy, he goes in and rewarded with a goal earlier. But his first half was really impressive, and he looks lightning quick. How do you go in the runs against him and so on at training? He's pretty full bore, is he? Yeah,
he lit up the track in pre-season. There's not much to him, and he's an elite runner. Had a really good game last week, probably kept us in it. I think he kicked 3.
From half forward?
Yep, and good to see him follow up
here
this
he
week.
Is, right on cue. Yeah. Little tap, inside out kick here, but it's all Mitcham it should be. Oh, Prosser just makes something out of nothing.
Oh, missing that was Butterworth.
Asfaha's back.
There he is again. He started that. He started that on the far side, one little tap, followed a long support, and he's back up here again, like you said, the elite running.
Yeah,
and
there's that
ability to get to it, because at A-grade level, you know, you're gonna be getting these kind of contests maybe 8 or 10 times a quarter, and you've got to be able to get to them 8 or 10 times.
Harry Pride, all class, just clears to the back, left foot kick, looks for Bungie. Bungie doesn't get it. Abel handballs to the wrong team, comes back in underneath, and we're going to have a ball up. Interesting question now, question without notice, Andy Reid. Why the hell is Javier Larkin wearing Harry Prosser's jumper right now, like his hoodie? What's going on with that? Bit of jumper swapping going on at Glenunga, keys in the bowl type stuff?
Yeah, it looks that way.
Turn around.
He,
Not you, him. Yeah, I know.
Obviously didn't look out the window this morning.
It's a big story. It's cold. Yeah, you huddle for heat in the cold. Carry on, Tony. Here we go.
So
Quick
Hardy,
kick. Beautiful.
Hardy just won the tap at Glenunga onto it. And
that was Guy Ward to Lincoln Bennett.
Lincoln Bennett, yeah.
Certainly the best Bennett playing today.
So how long are you looking to be out for, Andy?
Hopefully not too long, but I find out more Monday morning when I see Matty Liptak, the surgeon.
Dr. Matty Liptak.
Had an MRI yesterday, so had a bit of trouble with my knee in pre-season and had a quick arthroscopy. So yeah, hopefully find out some good news Monday.
Bennett from 45 into a strong breeze. It's too much up and under on that, I think. And it just drags back, and Bennett, no one can celebrate. I haven't seen a celebration from a Bennett that big since 16 pairs of undies hit Tony Bennett on the head. He was a lounge singer probably before your time, Andy, but and women used to throw their underwear at him. And I reckon Lincoln Bennett's one of those operators that wouldn't mind the ladies just ditching a pair of strides at him.
So Mitcham are going to be very slow getting back here. The umpire's about to ball this up.
Tony, shut it down.
No, I was actually just watching what was going on here, because the Mitcham players were very slow to get back. I think they have got 4 in the middle as the big fella wins it. Daniel Hardy and
Ward with a kick. I think it was.
Here's Asfaha again. Look at him. Oh, the human blanket.
10-8 plays 4-4 in the Harley.
Oh, look at him go. He's wrestled that ball out.
He's come back a stronger, better player since having a run with the Crows, hasn't he, Andy?
He has. I guess it would have gave him a heap of confidence. He was unlucky to hurt his knee, which set him back a few weeks. But yeah,
the 25, that's silly.
You can't do that.
Yeah, and that's the second time today. You're better than that, Harry Pride.
Guy Ward a little bit of an antagonist out there normally, or that just they seem to be into him a couple of times? He's yelling at someone now at the Mitcham player, so obviously it's got him going, and he's always just about staggered at the knees there, but I think he's just doing a little bit of play acting there.
Yeah, he doesn't mind a bit of that.
Yeah,
he gets under the opponent's skin.
Have a look at that kick, and that was Jack Connors, unfortunately.
Very good 41-point lead now. Sorry, carry on, Tony.
So the knee's been giving you a bit of trouble. Come back to that. Is it? Have you had knee problems before, or only this year, or?
No, not until 12 months ago. Just all of a sudden, just wear and tear, I think.
How did you actually do the knee? Was it footy related, or was it there was a rumour going around it was bedroom related.
Well, I'll shut that down.
Well, you walked into the door frame. Well, that can happen.
Yeah, that must have been it. Yeah, just a wear and tear thing. There was no specific instance where it happened. It just got progressively sore.
I guess when knees move that fast, things can go wrong. And once you get on the fly, Andy, you're one of the best footballers to watch in all of amateur league, let alone Division 4.
Yeah, Roach Light's getting into me about that high kneeing. So.
Yes, there's a beautiful play there.
Look
Good
at that. One
zip
hand
zap.
again,
Who was that? That Sammy Abel, was it?
Jackie Harford.
Jack Harford, off half-back.
Yeah.
Here's Asfaha, your boy. Good clean hands.
Look at that.
One release to the 16-year-old, one of them anyway. Prosser will fly. Creates a contest when he wouldn't have previously. Asfaha, little U-turn, looks up, sees two players. Here's Tommy Butterworth, the young fella. He's, this way, that away. They're sharing the ball around. Baird from 50. Baird goes boof. And it's ineffective. Carry on. Tony Neal.
So Prosser down on the ground, gets it back up, ducks the chutney. Two players on top of him. The umpires let that go a little bit. He did duck into that. So
look, for me, Tony, that play there, that last 45 seconds that you wouldn't bottle and give to your mum for Christmas, is probably a sign that Mitcham maybe the pressure's dropped off just a little bit. They're just not quite where they were in the first quarter, first half.
How many times, I know I've said it, Wonky, once again, grabs the ball out of a throw-up and kicks it forward. Now, little bit of
he hasn't paid
conjecture
the mark.
going on,
like
so they're going to ball it up. Are they going to get it through?
Yep.
They can't quite get it through, so Bennett again.
Bennett!
Let's see the celebration. He's laying, he's laying on the ground. He's
now he'll find a way to get
he's
camera side. You watch him. He's clever.
Yeah.
He'll spin the number around so everyone sees it. That's Linclon. I think I spelled that wrong, but that's
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Mate, it might be, but I
It's
know what you're trying to
Bennett.
say.
I'll tell you what, he's been the difference this quarter, Lincoln Bennett, and he has come of age as a player this year, Andy Reid.
He's had he's another one who's had a fantastic year and predominantly playing in the middle and just playing with a whole heap of confidence at the moment, and he's probably been our best mid, I'd say.
4 goals to 1 this quarter. We're not going to try and put lipstick on a pig here. This game's over.
And
it's all Glenunga.
Young Kennett's come into the middle as well, so it's good to see the coaches putting a little bit of faith in the young blokes and trying them out in the middle. Yeah, you're 7 goals up on the scoreboard, kicking into the wind. Certainly the second quarter set it up, and
the Gratzy
third
barrel.
quarter, I tell you what, we don't mind him down back. He's normally his skills are really good. He seems very composed down there, Gratzy. He just gets the ball, he looks around normally and finds a target. I think since he's grown a beard, things have changed, but no, he's very reliable down there, and I think if you're out on half-back flank on a wing and he's got the ball in his hands, you know he's going to hit the target with you. So I guess reliability down there. Yeah,
very, very composed, as you said, and just keeps his head over the footy. You know he's not going to shirk the issue, and just love having him back there.
Tommy Butterworth, shades of Dad Rocky there, many, many years ago, but this way, that away, zippy-zappy, and down a half forward, the ball spills at ground level. We've seen a ton of that today. And one thing I'll say is, if we were keeping stats, and we don't have a true man or anything here, but I reckon both teams would be only on around 30 to 40 marks tops for the day. There has not been many marks at all, has there?
Has been played on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Glenunga forward to taking a few marks, but it hasn't happened a lot. There's not been too much release. It's been long couple by hand and long down the line. So
it's interesting, Andy, we were discussing earlier, you know, 6 rounds to go and coming into the finals, you still got to play on days like this. You might get a day like this in a final, and to know that you can win or that you can do well on a day like this, you put it away in the bank, and if you happen to get that in a final, you say, well, okay, we were in front for 4 quarters on this day or 3 quarters. We know we can play into the wind, against the wind. We know the conditions, rather than, you know, these are horrible conditions, we're not going to be able to play well in them. You know, you put this kind of day in the bank, in the back of the mind, and that's another tick in the box, isn't it?
Exactly right, and we've probably been a bit disappointed with how we've gone the last few weeks in average conditions. So
lovely play there.
Excellent.
Sorry, Reedy, to jump on you. Come back to you, Andy Reid.
Oh, Lincoln.
That was Jack Connors, who actually has just managed to cause a spillage, balanced himself, looked inboard, lifted the eyes, right foot, lace out, hits up. Don't tell me he's hit bloody Bennett again, has he?
This will be his third goal this quarter.
He'll announce this on quarter this quarter later on. Did he give him on the way through, did he?
No, he tried to. Jackson McGregor Day just feigned a little go at Jack Connors.
Bennett
there,
from 40. Is it
smiles.
tough kick into this breeze? Is a nice looking
Have
kick.
A look at that.
Oh, he's gone the side head, messing my puppy dog type celebration. Head on the side, just running around like a boy with a new bag of candy.
Got a fresh haircut today as well.
He
He's
has.
pretty happy with it.
He always gives us the thumbs up, the wave, offers an interview at the most inappropriate times. But that's 3 for the quarter for Link Bennett. He has been the difference. He'll post this quarter on Facebook. He'll share the video.
Oh, we've got a yellow card here.
Might want to get him a haircut every week, mate, because this will be
and a free kick.
McGregor Day, I reckon.
It's a free kick in to Glenunga. And Link Bennett's just, I'll take it, boys. I'll take it. No. Fishy Wonky saying it's down here 20 metres out. And if it wasn't already, that's the ball game. An indiscretion there by number 7.
McGregor Day, he ran on.
Yeah.
Had a go at Conus here. I don't know what he did out there, but he's actually been sent off. The ball didn't go back to the middle.
Fishy Wonky will line up from 25 metres out and should make them pay.
Did you see what happened at all, Andy? Or?
I didn't actually, but I saw the yellow card come out. So
and it's a goal, and it is. They're making an absolute mess of them this quarter. That is 5 goals to 1, 6 goals to 1 into the breeze. And I'd go as far as to say this may be the most impressive quarter for the season, Andy. 6 goals to 1 into a breeze against a team sitting 4th who nearly beat you if it wasn't for a 6-goal last quarter last time you met.
we were extremely lucky to win last time, and we've been prepared for a very tough matchup this week. So I'm loving what I'm seeing here.
You might not get back in the team.
That's it. I'm done.
I did say 12 would win it today, Tony, and they've got 13. It's 13-4. We're not going to do the Brian Taylor. Oh my, a quick one to Mitcham, and maybe anything can happen.
They're actually 10 goals up. 10 goals Mitcham, and they're back in it.
Yeah.
And here they come.
Here comes Mitcham. Parry Pride.
Oh,
great see.
It's fallen in. That's almost self-defence. He's put an arm out to protect himself.
He's my favourite ginger since Ronald McDonald.
And Tom Butterworth has come into it as well. And
he's been good. I love
Normally
Butterworth.
we've been seeing that little chip kick, which he does. He's turned the body, which is good skills. Aaron Manning now, we haven't called him a lot today because it hasn't been down there.
But he shuts down his man.
Yep. This way, that way, Glenunga. Oh, just that popped up there to a 50-50. Not so flashing. That was Tucker there who got the spoil.
Left foot barrel inside out and leading. Oh, he's just might have dropped it there, and he's wrapped up, and you're in trouble, son. Gets it out the back towards the playground. Here's number 17. That's Harford.
Yep.
And straight back to Mitcham. An ugly minute of play right there. But
so look at the congestion through centre half forward here. It's going to be kicked just to a 50-50, which it is. Glenunga should clear. Good skill there, or good courage, facing the wrong way. And geez, head straight out the boundary. I don't think he meant that. He was bumped as well.
That'll do, 65 metres around from the Mitcham goal, of course, at the Pernix Smarter with data end.
And Andy, they make it easy, mate, when they just congest up their forward line. There's not a real pattern there. There's no zigzag leads. They just bomb it up and they give you a 50-50. And, you know, I know when I was coaching, I used to say if we can get the opposition to pop the ball up to 50-50s, we've got then doing with the ball what we want them to do, even though they've got possession. And here they are. Glenunga have cleared it back down to the wing again. Yeah,
and days like today, it's tough to take grabs. So I guess it suits the backman coming in like that.
Pop it up to a 50-50. You guys clear it. One handball, 2 handball, out it comes. So we see young Butterworth now. See, he's popping in there when he perhaps should have stayed out with Abel out here. And if Glenunga can get the ball, they're free in the middle. Probably the runner there is in the correct spot, but if the young Butterworth can just drop forward about 10 metres to his right, he'd be in a really good spot. But Sam Abel there is giving direction, so well done there.
Hasn't it his usual amount of touches, Sam Abel, but he's been just as effective down back playing a role, and we talk about it all the time in footy these days. You play your role, you've done your job, and that's what he's done.
That wasn't a bad kick in there, and a good grab by Dan Gregory as he's turned and he's kicked it out to the far side. And this guy was in the back line earlier, he's now in the forward.
The Muzzer, he's paid the mark.
Taking a grab. Clay Murray.
Yeah, the big Muzz. He's got the fancy boots on, the
fancy
wheels.
He'll want to back up with the goods with those shoes on, mate, or those boots. But
just quickly as well, in the SAAFL Nord, 13-24 have beaten the Crows 7-9-51 after the Crows led at quarter time by a goal and died in the arse as per usual.
13-24, that'll be 11 laps at training from my end because they've
20 something as well last time they played them. But anyway,
more points than goals, not good.
Murray lines up, delivered approach from 40 with the breeze.
Play. How's the arms?
Straight through the middle. It's a goal.
Goes.
And a much needed one for Mitcham. I'm not sure it breathes life into the contest, but it's one they needed. It's their 5th there on 5 goals for Glenunga 13-9. So it's 9 goals of difference, Tony. But it should be a fun last quarter.
So this position in the game is, I guess, as a captain or as a leader, and you got your coach's instructions, but you look for certain things and you think, well, okay, would you be talking to your players and say, well, okay, let's not let them get 2 in a row? you know, you're still going to be doing stuff in games now to hold you in good stead for later on in the year and even for the end of this game. You know, here we go again into their forward line. Good grab.
Yeah, definitely. I guess we at certain times will play a different style of game. So, yeah, I guess now's a good time to do it when you're in these sort of situations that we might be able to just chip it around and maintain the ball.
Yeah,
So I think, Andy, you're going to head out to the huddle, do you?
I will, yeah.
So can we thank you very much for your time. You're welcome back any time in the last quarter. Really appreciate you having you. I'm going to head out to the huddle with you, Tony. So you've got the 3/4 time spread, mate. It's all yours.
Thank you, boys.
Thank you, Andy, and
Thanks,
good luck
Andy.
for the rest of the season, and good luck at the nightclubs tonight. Oh, no, there's a band here tonight, isn't there?
There is a little bit of a past players' day, so it should be
Fantastic.
good. We'll hang around for a bit, and after 3 wins,
You never
perfect.
know.
And just a quick tip, mate, as a lad from the 80s with a crook knee, never underestimate the dead ant, mate. You just lay on your back and throw the arms and legs in the air, and there's no weight going through the knee.
I like that. I'll go with it.
Thanks very
guys.
much.
Might I say, Tommy Jarvor is looking very fine.
So, big quarter there by Glenunga. Really set them up that quarter. Little bit of argy-bargy at the end of the third quarter. Not a lot in it. But we did see Jackson McGregor Day get sent off. Now, he's gone out at the 3/4 time huddle, so there must be the ruling he's actually walking off again. So, mustn't be allowed on the ground for that period of time. So, Glenunga's goal kickers, Brant Ellis with 1. Aaron Asfaha with 1. Lincoln Bennett in that quarter kicked 3 goals. Harry Prosser has 3. James Wunke has kicked 2. They were both in that quarter. And Michael McMahon with 3. And for Mitcham, Simon Tucker has 1. Daniel Bradshaw with 1. Clay Murray, the last kicker there for Mitcham with 1. Sam Clark has 1. And James Daly with 1. Better players. Guy Ward seems to be a little bit of an antagonist out there, but still getting plenty of the ball. So he's backing up with the goods. Really liked his game. Tom Baird, we've mentioned it before for the Ruckmans, probably very close to best on ground, we'd say, with just a lot of the little things he's doing. Asfaha has been very good. Tom Butterworth once again came into play again that quarter. These young guys, they're the future of the club. Lincoln Bennett, very good that quarter. As we said, 3 goals. Harry Prosser has been consistent throughout the whole game, and that's what you're after from your players. Next one, James Wunke, very good. And as we can hear in the background there, Glenunga very fired up. Michael McMahon, very good as well. And Kennett and Jack Connors came into play that quarter. For Mitcham, Brett Aitken has been good. Jackson McGregor Day is sort of on and off there, and as we said, he's come off the ground because transgressed there. Going through, Clay Murray has been down the back line and up forward. Ben Jennings, we probably think he's been the best for Mitcham as well. Harrison Pride has been very good. And Daniel Hardy's given them a bit in the ruck. He tends to be a body ruckman rather than the athletic type, but it's more so just the taps. It's not so much around the ground, the big marks and things like that that we're seeing from him. So both camps have split. TJ, what can you report for us, mate? You went out at 3/4 time.
Yeah, look, Brian Lee's obviously much happier. Basically, they were able to create 450 entries and by their sheer weight of numbers gaining possession of the ball, they were at more contests, they worked harder, and they were more efficient with the ball. And special treat, I think we're going to get a little bit of Javier Larkham in the last quarter. So all you Javier fans, didn't get out to the Mitcham huddle, so I couldn't tell you what they said. So it is Central's now trailing Glenelg by a point. I'm devastated. But anyway.
So Baird again wins the ruck, up again for the second ruck. But first thing he does is looks for the body, then goes for the ball. But this time around was Hardy who got the ball. But look at Abel. I don't mind him off the back line. We've seen him up forward, but off the back line, that's a nice kick, isn't it?
Probably didn't hit the target, but a big long kick. It's Central's by 2 points, and an upset is brewing in the third quarter. It's West by 19 points at Hickenbotham, and the Brisbane have spanked Carlton by 11 goals.
And Mitcham have looked
there.
inside there, and that was Ben Jennings.
Yeah, you mentioned he's probably the best.
And here's the switch off the back, 2-on-1.
Waited for the
ball.
ball,
So poor kick, wasn't it? And so turning it around
now.
McMahon, yep, up in the air. Not quite able to get it was Prosser, but good contest, brings brings it to ground. Just going back to Carlton, I was actually over in Melbourne last week and saw them play against Port, and they didn't do too bad.
That was a good
there.
game. I actually watched that game because
too
Hosey
bad.
was sick. And yeah, I got to watch a game of AFL, which I don't very often, and undisturbed because I was home alone. It was a good game, but they Asfaha just dragged off the kick.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, but he's been in and under. He's done all the hard little things today. Asfaha.
Yeah.
He can be a bit of a glamour player in a sense. He's so pretty on the run and that, but he's doing the little things that again talk about playing your role. He's playing his role, and he becomes a devastating footballer when he does that.
Did you see Gracie there, just in that pack? You know who reminds me a little bit of? Wayne Harms, just that solid, blocky body.
Not the Dominator, that was
that's Wayne Johnson.
Yep.
But just the way he came through then,
Yep.
if he's going to go in and try and punch that ball,
Yep.
I reckon he's going to get to it because
Did
the
he-
weight of his body will get through.
Did he
for that
punch it when
defence.
he was out of bounds? Is that what you're saying?
No. So
Shades of the 79 grand final, I think.
no, didn't tap it back in, and Kenny Sheldon kicks the goal.
Yes.
But anyway, Mitcham, little
good tap.
deft.
Harry Pride,
deft
great
tap,
release
we
handball.
call
Should
that.
get it back on the left
Handball.
foot. Harry
This-
Pride from 40,
Where
takes
will
a
it go?
bounce from
Where will
30,
it go?
20, bang. That's classic Harry Pride. They haven't seen enough of that today, Mitcham. He's a beautiful, balanced footballer, a left footer. He got run, he's got carry, he can fly, he can play full back, full forward. He is a genuine superstar, Harry Pride. I love to watch him play. Great to see him kick a goal. And it was Mitcham's 5th for the day.
I reckon it was Simon Tucker in there. Just that deft tap. They've got some smart players, and Pride can take pride in that little piece of play. The run and bounce, kicks the goal on the left foot, and a couple of young blokes here having a bit of a go on the wing. Baird now, he wins that tap straight down to Glenunga. One handball, long handball out there was Guy Ward under pressure, but he got it back, and that's a beautiful kick from Jack Harford, and he's kicked that across to Dylan Smith, who handballs on. And right in front of the
scoreboard there.
the Harley Heaven and Firm scoreboard.
Sorry. Yep.
No
and just
worries.
a correction as well. It's 6 goals for Mitcham. Kicked there 6-4-40. Glenunga 13-9-87 on the aforementioned scoreboard just there. So that was their 6th. And yes, a disappointing quarter last quarter. Yielded 6 on Mitcham's behalf. It was 2 straight goals to 6-3. Not really good enough with a breeze like that as Glenunga just kick it out in the full. And I think we could see a bit of the old Junkie McJunk time for this quarter, Tony Neal.
Yes, I think you're correct there. Glenunga kicking with the win. So, Mitcham, I'll tell you what we have seen though in the past is Glenunga have been in this position before and then not finished off. But today could be a bit different as Mitcham come down the line, but that's a high kick, about 40 metres down right in front of the scoreboard again. So players will set up. It's important now Glenunga stick to their structures, and also you're almost like you're playing but you're practicing some of your structures and setup. So nice little tap there, Daniel Hardy. So Mitcham get the run on here, 1 handball, 2 handball, and boy oh boy, they're all over him here. Bang, up it comes. Daniel Harford gives the handball out. Baird again down into that pocket, 2-on-1. Lincoln Bennett goes up and the ball just rolls out of bounds right in front of that scoreboard again. So we see another throw in here as Glenunga are surging forward. Big Wonky's up in the ruck. Once again, Daniel Hardy wins that tap. Mitcham are away again. They've won a couple of clearances here. Can't quite get it out. Someone's being held, and there's going to be a free kick here to Mitcham.
And we'll be joined in a moment by superstar Glenunga player Alex Harron. Next stoppage, we'll get Alex involved. So as Mitcham just coming out near side, they haven't been able to get a lot of run for breaking lines today. Attacking it beautifully, but overrunning it was Justin Bonnie. It does come to Mitcham now.
The
Quick
big
tackle though. Here it is, Big Muzzer running out from full forward, head of steam. A bit of a donagi. Finds Aitken. Aitken going backwards. They've got to go backwards to go forwards here. 1 step, 2 step, long ball into the breeze and a nice kick. Looks for and finds a player 5 metres out, but on a tight angle. We'll stay with it just for a second.
James
that is
Daly, or is it? I reckon.
Is it James Daly, the man with much hair?
Yeah.
And we'd like to welcome to the broadcast. He's not playing today. Alex Harron, welcome, mate.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We'll just get you to. So, Alex, obviously you play for Sturt. Is that correct? And you get released to Glenunga and all that. How does the situation work?
Yeah, no, I'm finished up at Sturt now,
Yep.
so I'm officially a Glenunga player full time now.
He has snuck it through with the ugliest kick I've seen. In a long time, but it is their 7th. It's 7-4 plays 13-9. We'll come back to Alex now. So he finished at Sturt, so committed to Glenunga for the rest of the year?
Yeah, rest of the year. Really enjoyed it so far.
Yep.
So
You've
been good.
Very, very good, mate. And a couple of times this year we've watched you. One time you absolutely carved them up with that beautiful left foot. And obviously got a role to play when you come back.
Yeah, be nice to get back out there. I only played a couple of games, so I think you boys covered sort of the few games I've played. So, yeah, it's been good, but hopefully get back out there next week.
And what's the situation at the moment? You're out injured, are you?
Yeah, just a little shoulder. So, thought it was a 1 week, and it's turned into 2 and turned into 3. And yeah, if I'd have known you boys were covering today, I reckon I would have got up for today. But
I like
yeah,
it.
next week.
Yes, he's getting our views. Beautifully done. Sammy Abel, head of steam, breaks a line. He's gone. He releases. Tommy Butterworth shows poise for a 16-year-old. Horrible handle, but effective enough. Taken into the ground, is he? Yes, ridden into the ground. Clay Murray, they're riding in Athanasa. Swings on his right. Fast footy. Yucky kick. Straight down a mark by Mitcham. Of course, it's good signs for Glenunga, mate. 3 16-year-olds, but also you, Andy Reid, Javier Larkham. 3 big names come. Hopefully get everyone on the track come September.
Yeah. It's going to be tough to fit everyone in, I think. Pretty strong team at the moment. The B grade and C grade both got a win today too, so everyone's looking pretty strong. Yeah, should be good come September or earlier, hopefully. And
good to see a lot of the young blokes getting a run today as well. Big collision here on
what is that for? He hit the ball, I thought. But anyway, that's grassroots
3 or
footy.
4 young blokes, 16,
couple of
17-year-olds.
superstars out of Pembroke. Tommy Butterworth's my favourite player already, so the way he goes about it, I really enjoy it. He's about to kill someone here, so there we go.
He's a strong lad, like the old man, like Rocky. He's got the big legs for a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Calfzilla, he is Calfzilla. Calfzilla Butterworth, that'll stick. Remember where you heard it first. Australia Sports, the live call. There he is too. In and under. No fear for a 16-year-old as Clay Murray pushes it forward for Mitcham. He's battled hard all day, Clay Murray. Stack of players in front of us. The man with much hair has just kicked the last goal. Goes for it there. That's, forgotten his name. What's his name?
James Daly.
Daly, sorry, yes.
So here they come out. I think that was Connor says.
And
that's a big tackle.
That was a big tackle. Prosser keeps going. Well done. Good tackle there by Mitch Roberts. Yep. And I tell you what, the sounds of grassroots footy right in front of us. Didn't it? Bang, crunch. I love being here every week. It's fantastic. Wouldn't rather be anywhere else. Baird in the ruck against Pinder. Straight down. Baird at ground level now. Fighting hard. Pinder battling back. And we'll have another ball up. Tell us, sorry, just ask Alex a question. Div 4 footy, it must surprise you the level it's played at, some of these better teams.
Yeah, no, especially noticed the last couple of weeks. Some seriously good footballers, a couple of big blokes too that like to whack you a little bit. So it's yeah, it's been really impressive. Yeah, the way we go about it, the way other teams go about it, been really good.
And Tommy Beard today, geez, you would have loved to have been around the ball today, wouldn't you? With,
yeah.
Well, he's had a tremendous game today. We've sort of the little things we've noticed, the ground balls and some of the actual infield play rather than just the ruck taps alone. And we saw him just get another kick there. And geez, he's really grown in stature.
I think
today.
that's when he's at his best. Yeah, doing stuff around the ground as well. He can take a mark. Sometimes the kicking's still a bit suspect. You'd run around the back for a handball when Beardy's got it. But other than that, yeah, it does everything really well. He's big fella too.
That would have hurt.
3 players are down there, and
Mickey
2
McMahon has run through someone. He had his eyes on the ball. He actually, the guy running back with the fly of the ball, and he's hurt. He's not.
I don't know whether that's Clay Murray or who it is, but he's very slow to get up.
But it's got to be about. Courage. It's all of 4.5 degrees with a breeze blowing. That would have stung like hell. But he's up and he's done well. That guy. Yeah. As we see, I think it's Sammy Abel coming off for a rest, is it? Yeah. And Mackenzie Bristow, who of course set up that beautiful goal in the second.
So Glenunga playing on, but the kick that wide into the pocket. Who's that taking that?
I reckon that might be McMahon. Is it Triple M? What do you always call him at the club? The Budapest badminton.
Bit of anything really. He likes to talk about that he's a league footballer. So.
Did you hear he won 86,000 on the punt? Have you heard those stories?
I'm a bit worried about some of the punting stories he tells, but
very good Gaelic footballer as well, Michael McMahon. Yeah, he's a man of many talents. Funny man.
Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. That's what we say.
Yeah.
As he
From
lines
the pocket,
up.
He's going with an inside out. How has he kicked that? I reckon he's almost kicked that with the outside of the foot. That is absolutely brilliant. He is a class above. That is his 4th. And on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard, it's Glenunga 14 goals 9, Mitcham 7 goals 4. As Link Bennett comes for a well-earned rest. Oh, and it's on. The dogs are on again. It's a black poodle fight, Tony Neal, and I tell you, and there's no one wins in one of those.
Tell you what, I wouldn't put my hands in either. Just quietly.
Alex, you've watched the whole game today?
Yeah, I have. It's been quite cold out here this afternoon, but yeah, no, it's been good. I've been out the last few weeks and been watching. So
better players for you today. Who stood out for you?
Oh, I don't know if I've been watching that intently. No, there's been a couple of boys. I thought Mackenzie Bristow started really well. I noticed a few boys could kick goals. Lincoln's kicked 3 apparently, which
in a quarter
he'll be pretty happy with.
Yes.
Harry Prosser's kicked a couple up forward, which he seems to do every week. But yeah, down back, Gratter and Matchy always, Eddie.
Yeah, Greats is so reliable, isn't he?
Yeah, the big fellas back there. So.
Oh, don't argue.
Yeah, we've mentioned that a few times today, and Asfahar's given you something through the centre of the ground there today. He doesn't mind having a go, and he runs and battles and supports.
He's played a lot more inside today.
He's quick to the foot. He's always the first one there, I've noticed. So yeah, if he can pick up a few more ground balls, he'll be super damaging, I reckon.
And Bristow again there, it was over the far side, I reckon, with the spoil there, late spoil. So umpire about to throw it in. One of my pet hates, there's one player behind the ball here, and out it comes there from Beard. Big punch, but Mitcham going forward here. It's on the far side, just a big punch forward, and Greatsy again. We don't mind watching him. We reckon he's pretty reliable, mate.
And he kicks it out in the full.
Yeah, he's done that.
Twice that's happened today, so we've been wrapping up a player, and let's see whether they dare to come inside. He's run inside, and he's popped that ball down to centre forward, but there he is. I reckon he's got to be BOG from my books. Thomas Baird. He's played a great game today.
He would be.
I'd love kick.
I'm not that bored that I'd go back and count his touches, but he'd have between 25 and 30 touches today. You know, not all effective, but just getting hands in and little handballs, knock forward and little kicks, and he's brought other players into the game, Beardy. Because he's a big body, he clears paths for those other players.
For sure.
I'm sure he'll watch the replay and count his stats back though, so I don't have to worry about that.
I've done it before. So it was a bit easier for me though.
Asfahar's got it, yeah.
And 25, yeah, you could actually see Guy went over the mark, and Asfahar doesn't mind a goal. He's going to line up from 40, man on the mark will be 48, so he'll kick from 53. Breeze has died down a little bit, but I don't think he's going to die wandering. I reckon he'll have a ping. Now, you're the expert, you're the Glenunga expert. Alex, thoughts, feelings, emotions, feedback, will he kick it?
He has the little Josh Kennedy stutter. Oh, he's going to give it off.
Oh, he's giving it off.
Guy Ward,
no. He really stutters in. He takes about 10 stutters.
Guy Ward will get it back.
He stutters worse than Kevin Klein in A Fish Called Wanda. Or was it, who was the one that had the stutter? Was it Kevin Klein? He actually stops, starts, sideways, stop, stutter. Oh, lace out.
Look at that.
I'll give it to the best kick in the team. All right,
Jack
fair
Harper.
plan. Is it? No, it's Mickey McMahon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
McMahon, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
27.
Luke Hosey calls him the Budapest badminton punter or something because he actually punts on that, believe it or not.
He's, any event in the world and he'll find something to put a bit of money on.
Yeah, he's bet 366 and left post, and it just swings back beautifully. And as I said, if he kicks 4, they win. He's kicked 5, and they're going to win quite comfortably.
Yeah.
Yes. And on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard, it is Glenunga 15 goals, 9. Mitcham 7 goals, 4. That's an 8-goal, 5 difference, 53 points. It's going to be a 10-goal win here for Mitcham. What does this do for the rest of the season? Obviously 9-4 now. Alex sitting top with a game and a huge percentage clear. It really does set you up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a good position to be in. We would have liked to get a couple. I think we lost our last 3 games, so we would have liked to have got a win out of that and been sitting a little bit further in front. But pretty good position to be at this point of year. So yeah. Hopefully lock in finals pretty soon.
Just quickly, Hankey got put down in the middle of the ground there, and he was the only one that chased that ball out onto the flank here, and he applied the tackle, just that closing pressure, and squashed him up, and Glenunga merged forward again. Prosser, little check side, she's on again in the middle. Yeah. She's on again at centre forward because
he's tried to mount him. That big guy Ward again, is it? He's a real antagonist. He's like Woody Woodpecker, isn't he?
Even at training, you feel like belting him sometimes. He's a little bit
I don't know whether
very good player.
And he doesn't drink, does he? That's true, isn't it?
Nah, yeah, he's first one to have I don't even know if he drinks soft drink. I don't know whether he has water or a can of Coke after a game, but yeah, I normally hang around him so I can have his beer after the game.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give myself a treat. I'm going to try and get a quick little Linky Bennett, a little bit of Linky Bennett.
Get him over. Get him my.
Just a quick one. Cometh the man, cometh the moment. The third quarter, 3 goals, Link Bennett. Tell us all about it. How good were you?
Pretty good, son.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic quarter. Is that the best quarter of the year for you?
Yeah, probably actually. I don't reckon I've ever kicked more than 2 1/4. So let alone, I don't even reckon I've kicked 3 in a game. So
Yes, no, you've been fantastic, and it's going to be a 10-goal win, a huge win for the club. How does this set you up for the rest of the season?
hopefully it just gets us back on track. We've just lost a bit of confidence, I reckon. So we're coming back up, and hopefully we can just keep a distance from everyone else and try and get through the finals.
Yeah. Very efficient today on a day like today, 15-10. I mean, you kicked 6-12 last week. You probably kicked yourselves out of the game a little bit against Salisbury.
Yeah, I think that was the main issue, really. We just didn't take the chances when we had them. So to come back and get more goals than points is obviously better. So it's been good.
Yeah.
It's been
Just
good.
so we're in a bit of junk time in our opinion here. So does this finally answer the question that everyone wants to know? Who is the better Bennett? Is it Anthony? Is it Lincoln? And is it Liam?
Well, honestly, I have my own preference, which is clearly me. So, you know, I think I've proven it, so that's fine.
I like the fact you're not towing the company line where you just play things down. You just talk yourself up nicely. You've got the fancy wheels on, so you're pretty happy at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, that's what you got to do. You got to look flashy to be flashy. So there you go.
No worries. We're not like any other broadcast. We like to offer something a little bit different. I'm saying it right now. I'm calling it. I even spelt your name today. Lincoln Bennett. You are my favourite Bennett.
Thanks, mate.
No worries. Have a good one. Sorry, boys.
That's okay. I'd just like to take the chance, and probably myself and Alex put a disclaimer in. If Brian Lees happens to watch this back and sees that interview, we had nothing to do with that. You'll back me up and I'll back you up.
I think Link was pretty keen to get over it. He was signaling to me he wanted my microphone.
Yeah, but I mean, Higgins is telling jokes at half time at Richmond. It's the new football. You got to have a laugh. You got to have some fun. You can't snort, breathe fire out your ass and your nostrils for 4 hours on a Saturday. You know, we're human beings.
Clay Murray has taken the grab. He's right on the 50-metre line. I reckon he might struggle for distance here. We'll just see what happens. Oh, he's passed it off. Geez, he throws the arms in the air, doesn't he, when he kicks? There's that real backhand with the hands there. And
Tully Kennett there trying to get it out.
Kennett, yeah. And geez, that's a long kick, isn't it?
Faha will get on the end of it, and he does, but it might be out in the full.
He's marked that out on the road, I reckon.
No,
and the umpire...
Just quickly as well, Alex, question without notice. Best player you've seen in Division 4 not from Glenunga? Because there are a few good ones floating around. It's a tough one, I know.
There is. I could give you numbers from other teams. I don't know about names. No, I reckon... there was a...
Tell me the team, I can probably help you out.
Yeah, that's a struggle as well sometimes. No, I reckon we came up against Paraka the other way. I didn't play. There was a bloke in the midfield.
Yeah.
Armstrong, maybe?
Okay. Yep.
Went all right. I could have made that name up, but... yeah.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
There's been a couple of good midfielders I found. Played Edwardstown the other week. They had a couple of good players.
Yeah, Colby Blythe and Colby Blythe, and there's another one, Corey May. I think both very good footballers.
Yeah, so I didn't tell them on the day that they were playing well, but they played pretty well against us. But
Paul just rushed through for a point. Hopefully you're following the play.
McMahon again. That was McMahon again. I'll just let you guys chat, and I'm just watching. But McMahon again.
If anything happens, it's going to change the course of this 54-point encounter. Let us know, Tony. But I think while we've got the chance to speak to the players, it's probably enough of our voice. So your role moving in, will it change much, Alex? Will you play off half-back through the middle, or?
Yeah, I sort of come in and played a bit of half-forward, which I've I haven't played there for a long time. So half-forward into the middle, I'll sort of go wherever. Lazy's pretty good, lets me, not decide, but sort of tells me where to go and gives me a bit of a free run at it. So, yeah, bit of anything.
So that was Simon Tucker started that down the back line, and he ran right on there, and he's actually in the forward line now.
Bradshaw
they got it for
50.
the captain Brett Aitken, who just passed it off to Bradshaw, and that's a poor kick forward. Yeah. And poor old Simon Tucker, he ran from one end to the other there, and got involved in the play, which is good to see. He hasn't given up, and he's now the man on the mark at the opposite end. Can you believe that? Yeah. So, you know, a little bit of fitness there. So that they normally give you that first kick out. It's this next kick.
He hasn't opened up, though.
There it is better. Yeah. Butterworth, has he taken that? Yes, he has.
Just quickly as well, it's tightened up in the SAAFL. Central's by a point. It's Westies by 13 points over South. Two big finishes right in front of us now. The crunch of grassroots footy. Here it is. Henke flies, busting through Athanasios. He's wrapped up by two Mitcham players in the form of Zachy Sutherland and Giuseppe Nerda, the man they call Pep. And we have a ball up right in front of us.
Wonky tries to get around.
The fish, that's holding
He's
the ball
taken
nearly.
That about 5 times out of the ruck today. Bennett on the left foot.
Left foot, right foot. Is there anything the boy can't do?
There is. He's kicked to the opposition. That's Chris Gregory.
Probably cricket drop punt on his left.
And he looks to go opposite.
Oh, it's ugly. It's ugly.
there's what happens. Yeah, he
Yep.
just that bit of indecision. I
Yep.
was speaking to our cameraman earlier on about this. You know, second biggest killer on the road's indecision, and
Sfaha, beautiful little kick to McMahon again.
he said we're not on the road, so that was fair enough. But
Yeah,
we saw
sorry to cut your
indecision there.
punchline off there, but
Yeah.
that's
And,
Sfaha, very clever.
McMahon,
The 6. Yep.
Cheap goals here. Couple
Yeah.
of cheap goals.
yeah,
And
and he's missed a couple this quarter while you guys have been yapping. And what do
Sorry.
you reckon? Is he going to get this
Yeah.
one?
Straight
Yeah,
through,
I
mark
reckon he
it
kicks it
down. That's
straight
his
through the middle.
6th. And interesting as Sfaha spent a bit of
Jeez.
time at the Greenacres Football Club next to the Yatla Jail, and he's pinched a couple this quarter. I think he learned a few things out at Greenacres.
That was very clever play by him. As I said, the Mitcham player did have indecision, but for the alertness of Asfaha to get across and to grab that, and that's brought up another goal to Glenunga, and guess who? McMahon. So I don't know. I had Baird as my best, but maybe McMahon, has got to be up there as well. Drifting across half forward.
So did you play the game against Paraka, Alex?
I didn't.
No.
I don't-
So are they?
no.
I mean, I know they beat you. They had a really good day, and you guys were off that day. But who's the best team you've seen so far this year? Edwards Town have beat you twice. So.
Yeah.
He's on again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bit
Oh,
on
but
here.
Argy, bring back the biff. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. They gave me a bit of thinking time. I reckon, yeah, Edwardstown were pretty hard at it. I
Pride.
thought they were a bit higher on the ladder when we came up against them, but they were a bit lower down than I thought. But they played really well. They wanted it pretty badly. The teams we've come up against the last couple of weeks have been pretty handy, but it's been pretty even really. I've only played in one sort of big win. The rest have been pretty close games. So
Harry Pride from 45. Left foot kick into the breeze. He's struck it beautifully, flush.
Yep.
I told you he was a good footballer. He's a beautiful kick, that's for sure. And he's kicked his 2nd, and he's kicked Mitcham's 8th. On the Harley Heaven and Firm scoreboard, it's Mitcham 8 goals, 452. Glenunga 16-10, 106.
And that was Mitch Roberts who got the ball to him and finished off well from fair way out.
So tell us a little bit about your time at Sturt, Alex.
yeah, not a whole lot of highlights to speak about. I played a lot of reserves footy. Played probably 4 years straight of reserves footy.
Under Jeff Riddle?
Yeah, under the Riddler for a while. He coached us to about 1 win in 20 games, I think. But
that's
Streaming
fantastic.
through.
That is fantastic.
yeah.
Jeff Riddle, you suck. No, Jeff Riddle's a great man. I work with Jeff.
No, he's really like Jeff.
No, he's
the
good, man.
Riddler.
Yeah, the Riddler. Harry Pride again. Release handball just quickly here. Just go back to play. Mitcham looking the goods. Just lifting a little bit. Right foot snap from the pocket. Oh, I thought it snuck in. Just the 1 point here. Too little too late for Mitcham though. So carry on. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Ended up won a Two's flag last year, so that was good.
Yeah,
once
it was
once we
fantastic.
got rid of Jeff as coach, we sort of things lifted and
You
we
up
had
with the Ranella coach down there, didn't you?
Yeah, we had Gianni Petrucci came out, and he came out for 1 year, won a flag, and went back to I think
Put his
Manila
stock
or
up,
somewhere
yeah.
down south. So
Yeah.
that was a bit of a highlight. Besides that, it was a lot of
Obviously,
playing reserves footy.
it was good. It was a good time for Sturt. 2 premierships in a row, and obviously the reserves premiership. Best players
Yeah.
you played with at Sturt?
Oh, there's a couple of good players, a couple of good young players coming through the reserves. I think about 6 blokes from our grand final team got drafted last year, so
Yeah, it's handy, isn't it?
plenty of good players
Beautiful
there.
hit
but-
up kick there.
Crosser there comes across to Mackenzie Bristow. Just quickly back to the footy there.
Sorry.
Yeah, good play from the flank to centre half forward. Yeah, so continue on with your Sturt journey.
Yeah, I don't know. Training though, study plenty of good players out there. I know Corey Beard took quite a few hangers on me at training and stuff. He used to shove you out the way at training and just take marks when we do like reserves on league sort of.
Bristow
sort of
for
stuff,
30.
but-
Awkward looking kick, but that'll do.
Yeah.
Well, it snuck in. It's his first, and Glenunga's 17th. I said 12 will win. Well, 17 would win any game of footy. So well done, Mackenzie Bristow. His
So-
first.
That kicking style, he tends to extend the arm, puts the ball out there, and then brings his foot to the ball.
Yes. Yeah.
Which, if you analyse a kick, that's what a kick is. But just the way that he puts it out there and then almost chases that ball with his foot, and it's effective for him. So yeah.
Is there a youngster at Sturt at the moment? You'd still be across it that we might see get drafted this year. You think possibly? Just
Yeah, there's a couple. Went right in the state 18s, I think. So Tommy Lewis is a big nugget of a man, and he's only 17. I think he's from Meningie, so
Yep.
Yeah, he'll probably go. I'd reckon Hugo Munn.
Yeah, money. Yep.
The money man. He goes right. Been playing a lot of league footy this year as a 17-year-old.
Bang, look at that kick.
Yeah, big one.
Is
Oh,
Beautiful
thanks.
mark.
Good
Voss's
Cross
take.
it.
lad out there?
Who's that? Sorry.
Vossi, Michael Voss's
Yeah,
lad was
he
out there.
is.
Saw
So
a lot
I didn't really know too much about him really. He came up through the 18s, and I was a bit too old, I think, and But yeah, he's been playing a bit of twos footy recently, I think. I sort of went out and he went in, so I'll claim that. He took my spot. But yeah,
Harry,
he's been going pretty well this year, I've heard. So it'd be nice if he gets picked up as well.
Prosser from about 35 metres out in a fairly acute angle, deliberate approach, lines up, gives it a ride, just hooks it a little bit, and across the face of goal, 17-11, plays 8-5. So carry on, Alex.
He wants to kick more than Lincoln here, Harry. He's not happy that they've kicked the same amount.
Oh, yeah.
So we see, I think that's Brett Aitken now looking to go, just that very short kick. We often talk about that. You give him the first kick, no worries, that's what happens next.
Yep.
Yeah,
so we
trap
got,
him in the pocket here.
Yeah,
he's going to have to go across goals. Danger, it's a high.
And that's
not going to help anyone.
Undone, isn't it?
That's like
Look at
going.
that.
That's like going to the
Guess
Herristed beef stew and ordering a salad. That is. That's just. There's nothing in that. Just a high up
So-
and under nothing kick.
Michael McMahon again, and they did have Jackson McGregor Day leading for that, but got nowhere near it. So let's see. Michael McMahon, he's lining up for goal number 7
Yep.
now.
He was the difference in the first
Probably-
half, and in the end, he's probably got best on ground honours if he kicks this
35 metres out,
straight in front.
pretty much in front. Look at that.
No worries at all.
Beautiful.
He hasn't just
There it
kicked
is.
7. He set up 3 or 4 as well, and he has been dominant. And this is also turning into a dominant quarter here. It's 5-3 in the final quarter. Alex, look, we want to thank you very much for taking the time to give us a bit of an insight into you and how. The reason I wanted to get you over as well is Glenunga. I hear a lot of crap around all they do is throw money. It's not about throwing money. Glenunga's a well-run, well-managed club, and obviously you're very happy to be part of it.
Yeah, really good club out here. Love all the boys. Been great so far.
And you're
so,
best
yeah.
mates with Pross, is that right?
He says we're best mates.
Okay, well,
I'm
that's
not
what I
quite
read.
claiming that, but Lazy reckons we are. But he doesn't know deep down. I don't really like him that much. But
Fair enough.
yeah, he got me out here, and the rest of the boys have been great.
That's
so
it.
yeah.
Fantastic.
Cheers,
Thanks.
cheers for having me, boys.
Thanks again.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, beautiful tone. Finish off with a bit of play-by-play because this game's just about to
Yeah,
hot
so
up.
look, here it is. Jack Harford takes a grab at half back. He's pointing out, switch of play. There's players leading left, right, centre. He looks down the line and just awkward style, kicks to a 50-50 and up he goes!
Oh, missed
You beauty!
Just
Michael
like
McMahon.
That'll do it. Best on ground. He's won the mug. We don't have much
He's
anymore.
jumped higher than the trees there. That was just absolutely sensational. Oh, I'm excited.
Oh,
I'm
tell you
excited.
what,
Great
yes.
mother of God.
Yes, it's an 11-goal
Yeah.
ball game at the moment.
They're
But that
taking the
was a
cotton
little
buds.
highlight.
They're taking the cotton buds out. The ears are bleeding. He was up that high.
Yes.
Don't tell me he's going up in the ruck. He said nothing he can't do.
Quick kick.
Provided
Goal
a
left
shepherd.
foot. Clever kick. Beautiful hit-up kick.
Tully Kennett.
Yes, looks like Tully
Oh,
Kennett. This
I'll
will be
tell ya.
his first goal for the club. He'd actually be nervous. 11 goals up, 45 out, straight in front, breeze at the back, and
Pressure's on,
he's thrown
yeah.
the grass there. It's still
Yeah.
going the same way it's been going all bloody day, Tully. And
Oh,
it's
the
after the
siren
siren, the
goes.
pressure kick.
Here it is. These are the ones you got to practice.
Oh, for the
Get 'em
over
right.
under 72.
So someone's getting a piggyback out of you.
I tell you what, if he kicks this, they'll go up and about.
Tom Butterworth's getting a piggyback off Bennett. And he's lined it up.
He
And he's
has
popped it
kicked
through.
They
And
get
they've come
around
from
him.
everywhere.
Get around
They've
him.
come from everywhere. There's people coming from Green Hill Road.
Oh.
Coming down. We can't believe this. Scenes at Glenunga Oval we've never seen before.
Yes.
Wowee, what a goal. Tully Kennett.
Yes, and he's sealed it
That's
off
his
just
first one
nicely.
in senior football, is it?
Yeah, for the second time.
remember that for
they've
life.
kicked 6 goals in the last quarter. 6 goals to. Well, there's a million people in front of the score. Well, I think it was 6 goals to 3 in the end. Was it? Yeah, we're going to go with 6 goals to 3. I think it's 8-4-52 to 19-11.
8-5, 53 they've got
8-5,
up there.
50, yep, 8-5-53 to 19-11. That's 125 wide. 72 points. They've put him to the sword and their percentage continues to grow. Goal kickers hopefully haven't missed any. Let me just quickly check. 7, 10, 15. Yeah, I think I've got them all. 7 to McMahon, 3 to Prosser, 3 to that man, Linky Bennett, 2 to Jamie Wonky, and 1 to Tully Kennett, Mackenzie Bristow, Aaron Asfaha, and Brian Ellis. Is that what you had?
Yeah, Tully Kennett. Yeah.
Yep, got it all. And singles, 8 singles. No, there was 2 to Harry Pride. Singles to Simon Tucker, Daniel Bradshaw, Clay Murray, Sam Clark, James Daly. Kick 2 as well.
Yep,
So
he kicked that
8
funny
goals.
one in the
All right.
last quarter there, yeah.
With his wrap of proceedings, the real deal Tony Neal.
Well, the wind has dropped, and we spoke about this Glenunga side, and what were we expecting today, and time to dominate if they could. Were Mitcham going to push them and Well, Mitcham, you know, they really dropped away, didn't they? And I think
Hang on, the whole team's coming over for an interview. The whole team's coming over, I think.
No, I think they're just coming over for a stretch down, although Lincoln Bennett's looking over, so anything could happen.
Okay, it's been a par for the course lately. A good win today. Great. Thanks again, Brian Lees. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problems, mate. It was a really, really good win.
Joined by Sammy Abel. Sammy, quick word.
Yeah, that was some of the best four quarters we've played, especially in a couple of weeks. So it was nice to get a bit of confidence back around the boys as well.
Thank you, Captain Sam Abel. Just got to interview the big dog now. Yeah, look, Sammy's actually hit the nail on the head. A tough 3 weeks put behind you now with a performance like that.
Yeah, and as it shows out there, if we possess the footy, it's really hard for teams to go with us. But when we don't, when we turn the footy over and then we turn it into a dogfight, that's when I think the last 3 weeks it's shown that we haven't been efficient, but we certainly haven't worked hard enough.
Brian, Tom Baird today, really loved his game in the ruck, and we sort of noticed it wasn't so much just the taps, it was the ground balls, it was the below the knees for a big guy, and it was some of the bouncing balls, contested possessions, used the ball quite well. Really loved the way he went about it today.
Mate, Tom Baird's a 20-year-old ruckman, 20-year-old ruckman that just works and works and works and works, and today to play 4 kids in the side, like
16-year-olds.
Yeah, 4 16-year-olds in the side. It's really exciting, and I think it shows that bringing those kids in, if we have great leadership out there, these kids will play their role really well. It's not we don't ask them to come in and have 30 possessions. We ask them to come in and play their role and learn while they're out there, and they were absolutely fantastic.
And the other one, very quickly, was Aaron Asfaha. Certainly lit it up in the first half. Had a really good, just that cut-off in the last quarter, got Glenunga a goal, team play and so on. But, geez, he lights it up, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's really quick.
He's been regarded as an outside player, but I thought he played a lot of inside ball today and contested the ball really well.
Boys, he has a crack on the inside. Yeah, if it's there, he'll go and get it. He'll try and win his own ball.
Yep. Third quarter of Lincoln Bennett. I've got to ask. Tell you, Link was special today.
Well,
in the
he
third.
tells us he is the best Bennett. So sorry, Liam. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, Liam will be back, and of course Michael McMahon, especially early when the game was up for grabs. He was the difference certainly in the first half. Finished with 7. He is just a class player.
He can play.
Yeah, he certainly can. Anyone else we've missed there that really stood out for you, Brian?
Oh, mate, I like it when we play as a team. I like it when everyone plays their role for the team, and I like the fact that we can win like that. And you look, and I don't think there was anyone outstanding, but they all played their role really well.
We'll let you get in with the boys. 3 wins for the club today. A band on tonight. A great time to be at Glenunga, sitting top 9 and 4. The world is your oyster. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, I think. Looking forward to it.
Great to see you, boys.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, just as
go on.
Just as Brian said there, look, the good thing about Glenunga, they've got that good even spread across the field, and geez, 3 or 4 young blokes coming in, along with the quality that's already there. And we interviewed probably 3 or 4 of their top liners that weren't playing today. We didn't get Harvey Alarkham on, but Reedy and
Harron,
Alex, Harron. These kind of players coming back in. Geez,
Wonky's handy.
They've got depth. Unbelievable depth. They're on top of the ladder, and they've got 3 or 4 of their top liners out. And as I said, a good even spread. Pressure's on. You need to perform. Those last 3 weeks that they've lost, I don't think we'll be seeing that again. Their run into the finals, these next 5 games, they need to be playing at the level they played today, if not better, because they're in Division 4, running towards Division 3.
Yep. Well, we're going to wind it up, Tony. We'll say we will be back next week. The Hose will be back. It's his grand final. It's Hope Valley and Hectorville, 2 teams we haven't called before, something completely new from Hope Valley Oval. Really looking forward to it. Thanks to Jono for your outstanding work today. Double thumbs up. The real deal, Tony Neal, the analytical analyst that all analytical analysts set their watch to. And, of course, I'm TJ. Thanks for listening. We will be back next week.